And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internets, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere, and I don't know where to start. Well, actually, we got one thing going on tonight, one very big thing that we'll get to in about an hour or so, and that is Tucker Carlson speaking to Donald Trump in a pre-recorded interview. That's going to come out right around 8:55 p.m. Eastern, so a little less than an hour from now, we will cut to that, and we'll be talking about that as it is released on Twitter. This is going to be very interesting. I definitely look forward to it. There's also going to be a debate happening on Fox. But see, there's a story with that. I was going to actually cover the debate, but I can't. Fox says you can't do it, and if you do, you might get a copyright strike. Now, this is really crazy, but hey, what more are you going to expect from Ronnie McDaniel, the RNC, these ridiculous morons that don't know what they're doing? What more are you going to expect from them? We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. There may be also some other things that are going on, some things that we can cover, of course. There's been a few news stories throughout the week, throughout the month, just like the Wagner mercenary group Prigozhin getting deleted, Larry Elder being snubbed from the stage, the serial killer nurse in UK, and a whole lot more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. Thank you for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on the internet. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. And before I get into anything, and somebody corrected me, the Trump and Tucker interview won't be on Twitter. It's now called X. Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about, but thank you for the correction. Before I get into anything, shout out to the sponsors as always. Shout out to patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these interwebs. That is patriotpost.us. Their link will be in the description. Also, go to my regular website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. On the front page of the website, you can always find an article for each video that I produce. And at the end of the article, there's always a bunch of sources, left, right, independent, whatever you want. I have all my sources right there at the end of each article. And I also have video embedded in the article that I may not be able to play in full on YouTube, or just a full video without my commentary on it will always be on the website, anthonyblogan.com. Also, go to anthonyblogan.com/contact. You can find my email address, my snail mail address, my social media accounts, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff is right there on anthonyblogan.com/contact. Also, go to ablmerch.com. That is ablmerch.com. We got hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more right there on the website, ablmerch.com. Okay, so we got a lot to talk about, actually. Before I say anything else, you guys, somebody said stop date naming X. Hilarious. Before I say anything, okay, so I got to explain what's going on here. I had fully 100% planned to air the debate. I'll tell you why in a minute. I was going to air the debate on Fox. Here, I was going to comment on it, watch it live with you guys, but I was not able to do that. Now, what I'm going to do right now is show you a video from Ben Shapiro, and he's going to break down what happened. There was a directive from Fox that lets people know how to handle the debate, okay? Because this is Fox News. It's their property, I suppose, so they kind of want to gatekeep it. And there's a lot I want to say, because I'm really upset about this, because it's not even about money or nothing like that. It shouldn't be about money for anybody. It shouldn't be about money for me. It shouldn't be about money for Fox News, for any of the candidates involved. This should be about, this is newsworthy. These are presidential candidates. while these people probably won't get the nomination, obviously, Trump pretty much has that sewn up. It does not matter. You're talking about our process in this country of having people who are candidates who have some support, let their voices be heard. This is a stifling of free speech. This is corporate greed. These are these people that have no idea what they're doing, a bunch of morons. This is the reason why the GOP a lot of times will lose, because they're losing a younger generation. Nobody's watching Fox News who is under the age of 65 on a regular and consistent basis. Okay? Now, I can bring people to them that are going to watch it who are not senior citizens. Okay? Some seniors as well. Shout out to everybody of all ages. I'm not an ageist, but I'm saying, can we get a larger pool of people to watch your old network? Can we, like, what? Okay, I'm getting really triggered, but I got to show this video from Ben Shapiro. Then I'm going to add more onto it because this whole thing is ridiculous. And I'm also going to tell you why I was going to show the debate and I wasn't going to show Trump. But now I will show Trump. Again, Trump and Tucker, that's going to premiere at 8:55 Eastern. So we got a little bit of time for that. So if you're here waiting for Tucker, we're early. We still got time. Don't you fret. As soon as it starts, we're going to be watching it. Again, 8:55 p.m. Eastern. So Ben Shapiro video, then we're going to keep on moving. So let's get a little bit of sound, RIP headphone users, and let's go ahead and let it rock.
So Fox News actually sent out, believe it or not, a debate guide for the media to cover this thing. They're out of their minds. They're out of their minds. I got to point this out. Okay, so here is what they say. This is nuts. Okay, they say that during the 7-day period described during the debate below, during the time below, meaning 7 days from the date of the debate and on, no media outlet can air more than a total of 3 minutes of excerpts from the debate in any one program, including video and audio. They're out of their minds. That's totally crazy.
So what does that mean, ABL? Great question. Glad you asked. If I show you guys a debate live, or if I do a recap and I show clips from the debate, and I have more than what do you say, about 3 to 4 minutes of total video and audio. So I was going to do the old trick of, I have a static image, it's not moving, and then play the audio and react to it, which is going to be ridiculous because you're not going to be able to see somebody's face when they're asked a question. You can't see body language. The visual is as important as the audio when it comes to a debate. It's very important. Very, very important. If one guy's sweating and nervous and fidgeting and the other guy is confident, shoulders up, tall, it makes a difference. But you can't even play the audio. If I do that, they want to try to issue me a strike. And I've had that kind of problem before with debates where they say you can't play it or we're going to give you a strike. I'm sick of it. But let's continue here.
They're treating this like a football game or like a baseball game, which is nuts. Okay, that's nuts. This is newsworthy material involving the presidential candidates, the people who are going to represent you at the top levels of American government. And Fox News is saying that you're not allowed to hear from them unless you watch the debate live or unless you are watching Fox News. That's totally crazy. That's totally crazy. It means that when people like me recap the debate and explain to you what happened in the debate last night, Fox News is now threatening to sue people like me if I play you 4 minutes of the debate tomorrow, despite the fact that my show would bring them an extraordinary number of people who are viewers and listeners to them to take a look at their next debate. Like, how the hell is anybody supposed to actually figure out what happened in the debate unless they watched the thing live? I understand they're now trying to telescope all viewership on Fox News to the debate itself, but good luck with this. I mean, just really ridiculous stuff. They say that you can only use the debate or excerpts thereof on the internet by way of the embed video function at foxnews.com video. So that's totally wild.
So what they want you to do to explain that last part about the embed video, are you going to be able to do, for instance, I have a website, right? So if I write an article about the website, I can embed the video on my website so you can watch it straight from Fox. But what I cannot do is what I'm doing right now with Ben Shapiro. You see what I'm doing right now? I'm playing Ben Shapiro's video from Daily Wire and commenting on it and react to it. I can't do that with Fox unless I use less than 4 minutes, which means I cannot stream it. Because if I'm streaming it, obviously it's going to be more than 4 minutes long. is going to be the length of the debate, like 2 hours. I can't do that. They're going to give me a strike. And at a certain point, I can risk it. They may not strike me. I might be able to get around it, but why would I even try? For what? What's the purpose? It's not really worth it. This whole thing is crazy, and I'm gonna just let them finish, and then I'm gonna give my 2 cents, and then we'll keep on moving until we get to the Tucker and Trump interview. Again, that's going to be on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 8:55 p.m. Eastern. So we got about a few minutes. We're not quite there yet, but I guarantee you guys, as soon as that video debuts, we're going to watch it right here. Somebody says fair use. You know what? It should be fair use, but it's not. Not to them.
Stuff. Between the RNC's handling of this debate and Fox News' handling of this debate, I got to tell you, I'm dumbfounded. You wish to actively let people know that your debate is important, and you're doing so by blacking it out.
Now, Lou Valentino, see, that's something I was looking at as well. Lou Valentino, shout out to you, great YouTuber. He says, Tucker gave me a strike, though. Now, here's the question. What was the context? Were you doing it like this? Were you talking, reacting? What was the context? You know, I'm not doubting what you're saying. I believe you 100%. I just want to know the context, because if I'm going to do what you were doing, then I might not even show that. Or I may show it in a more creative way. Okay, I could show it in a way to where the video's not on the screen. I could do different things to get around it. But what was the context in which you got a strike? And also, did you get the strike rescinded? Were you able to beat it? Like, give me some details. All right, let's continue with this here.
Essentially, from any place that is not Fox News Live. That is a wild thing to do.
Somebody says, can't you stream on the website? I don't understand what you mean. What does that mean? On what website? I don't understand. I cannot show the debate here. They put out what I'm showing you right now from Tucker Carlson. They put out a directive that says you cannot play more than 4 minutes of the video, or else you're going to get a strike. You're going to get a claim. Now, I might be able to get around it, but it's not really worth it. If they're already telling you this is what's going to happen, I'm not really trying to chance it, because it's not really worth it. I might as well just not do it. It said video and audio, not just the video. So even if I use the audio, that's an issue. Okay. Wow. So Lou Valentino says he emailed Tucker's team a bunch of times, no answer. They still haven't retracted. Did you appeal it through YouTube's avenues? Not just going to Tucker's people directly, but through YouTube's avenues, like through their methods. Also, what was the context? Like, what were you doing? Did you just show a video without you talking on it, without you being on, like, or was it like this where you're interacting with it? What was the context? Because if you did what I did, then ain't no point in me showing that either. Okay. Let me see. I'm reading it here. But yeah, people saying it has to be embedded. Somebody said stop backing down. And now you could do, because this is not my platform. I don't own youtube.com. So here's what can happen. Let me explain to you what can happen if you just don't really get it, because it's not about me backing down. It's that's kind of silly. That's like saying, hey, don't get out of the way of that Mack truck. Stand your ground so I can get hit by the truck and die. Here's what happens. If you show copyrighted material, what can happen is they can give you a strike on your channel and take the video down. So what can you really do against that? And if you get 3 strikes within a certain period of time, you can have your channel removed from YouTube. So explain to me how you're really going to be able to fight that. You might be able to get around it. You might be able to beat it, but is it even worth it? And really, quite frankly, by Fox doing that, I don't even want to support it. I don't even want to support it. I'd rather would just show Tucker and Trump and take my chances there. That's what I want to do. All right. Never back down. Okay, you got a gun right here in your head. Don't back down. Let them pull a trigger and die. That's like, okay, man, we got to be smart. We can't just be kamikaze pilots out here crashing just because, you never back down. You got to live to fight another day. I mean, we got to use our brain here a little teeny bit. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna just continue with this video right here, and then I'm gonna respond to some of the comments and keep on rocking and rolling. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. Rumble does not own the actual rights to the stream. So let me explain that. Rumble is showing it, but on the GOP channel. It's the same thing as YouTube showing it on Fox News' channel. It's the same thing. Ultimately, it belongs to Fox. So what they're going to do is allow the GOP website, the GOP Rumble channel to play it. They're going to put it on their own platforms. But if you do it, then they're not going to let you. It's just like if I was to give permission to this person, and that person to drive my car. But then the fourth person drives it and they crash it. Well, I didn't give them permission. I'm calling the police. They stole my car. You see how that works? You did not get permission, but they did. Yes, they can drive it, but I can't drive it. They cannot let someone else drive my car because I didn't give them the permission because I'm the owner. That's how that works. All right. So let me just continue with this.
Truly wild. What Fox is doing right now actually helps Trump and it helps Tucker, ironically, because by restricting the ability of other people to engage with the newsmaking that they are doing in this debate, this gives a leg up to Trump and Tucker, who are putting all their stuff out for free on X/Twitter. Right? All that stuff is now available to everyone, which gives Trump a leg up in terms of viewership and Fox News a leg down. And I understand that Fox is trying to grip harder and harder to its declining user base, but I got to say, this should be relevant information, like fair use, like classic fair use kind of stuff, for conservatives all over the country. For Fox to restrict access to your ability to listen to clips of the debate with commentary, which is the normal way that fair use works, threatening litigation against everybody else, is pretty insane.
Okay, so that's that. That is your main man, Ben Shapiro, talking about the Fox debate. Again, I was going to play it here, but I don't believe that I can because they're already telling you, hey, if you show more than 4 minutes of it, then we're going to give you a strike, basically. It's not even really worth it. All right. So yeah, and shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for being here. We are very close to 1 million subscribers. We're right at the very top. And so for you guys to really get the full number, because I'm not quite sure if you're able to see my exact number of subs. I think you're just going to see the rounded number, the 999,000. You're going to see that. But my actual number, drum roll, okay, 999,852. So 999,852. So we're less than 150 people away from getting to 1 million. So I can reach that mark any day now. Any day now. And it's crazy because I felt like for a long time I was stuck at certain numbers. And then randomly I just go up out of the way. So we're only 150 people, or less than that. We're 148 people away from reaching 1 million subscribers. So I thank y'all for being here for a very long time, very short time, whatever it is. You know, I couldn't do this without y'all, so I appreciate it. And we'll be there pretty soon. 1 million subs. And then I guess after I hit the 1 million subs, I have to apply for the gold play button, because y'all know how it works. I have my silver play button over there. Maybe I'll throw it in the frame at a certain point. I got my silver play button when I hit 100,000. That was many years ago. That was like 2017, if I'm not mistaken. And then once I get to, so you have three marks where you get play buttons. You get the 100,000, then you get the 1 million, and then you get the 10 million. The 10 million is like something out of this world. That's like the Jake Paul, MKBHD. That's like the super big YouTuber PewDiePie. That's like a whole different level right there. I can only hope to get to that level one day. But the 100,000, I got that one. That's a silver play button. The 1 million is the gold play button. And I think the 10 million is the diamond. It's like a bunch of colors and all kind of other stuff going on with it. But That's what it is. So we'll be at 1 million pretty soon here. And as soon as I'm able to apply to get that actual play button, I will apply for it and I'll try to get it as soon as possible. And I will do a live unboxing here for y'all to show you what I got going on. All righty. So that's that. All right. So hopefully we can play Tucker and Trump without any kind of problems. That is the objective here. So we're going to get to it. And shout out to everybody that's watching. We got 2,400 live in the building. Y'all go ahead, give me the video. Get a video a thumbs up for me if you've not done so already. And again, Tucker and Trump starts at 8:55 p.m. Eastern time. So in about a half hour, they will be there. All right. So shout out to you. All right. Shout out to Great Testimony. Great Testimony says, hey, ABL, you're very quiet, but you made it through this war untouchable. Keep up the great work. Hey, I try to just stay humble, stay low, blow like Hootie. That's what I try to do. That's been my objective, and I think that I've been able to accomplish that, and I'm going to keep on rocking and rolling. This is just one, once I get to 1 million, that's just one step of the way. Then 2, then 3, then 4, and the sky's the limit. I'm going to keep on rocking. That's pretty much how I'm going to go about that. All righty. So, now there's more I want to say. I kind of want to go back to the whole thing about the RNC. Now, if you guys are just now coming in, thank you for being here. I was going to play the Fox News debate, but they sent out a directive. I was playing the video earlier. Again, if you guys are just now coming in, I'm giving you a recap about what's going on. I was going to play the GOP debate and comment on it live, but now I'm playing Tucker. And hopefully Tucker does not give me a strike or nothing crazy like that. Hopefully not. Okay. I might have to call Tucker or somebody. I might get a direct line and somebody be like, hey man, what's going on? We can't be having this. But the GOP or the RNC, whoever, Fox News, they put out a directive saying that we cannot use more than 4 minutes of their video within a 7-day window of their actual debate. So I would presume that includes tonight. So if I'm going to do a reaction, if I'm going to watch it with you guys, I'm not going to be able to because they're going to give me a strike. And really what they can do, they can detect if you're streaming it while you're streaming it and take a video down at that moment. I've been there before. I've been covering, I might have been in debate while during the stream, they gave me a strike during the stream and they cut my whole stream off. I've been there before. So my objective now is to go ahead and show Tucker and Trump. And shout out to Lou Maldonado. Hopefully you still here, boss. But I think I covered Tucker before on the channel and it was all good. Matter of fact, I think I'm pretty sure I did and it wasn't a problem. But I think that I was kind of clever with how I did it. I didn't show all the video. I showed some of it, but not all of it. Let me see if I can find. Shout out to all right. I'm listening to myself right here.
What about?
Yeah, I showed it, but I didn't show the whole thing. I sure did, and I never had a problem. So hopefully, Lou, that was just a mistake, and they can fix it. But I think we're going to show Tucker and Trump. The reason why I'm showing Tucker and Trump is because Fox, the RNC, the GOP are gatekeeping the debate because they want to put it on Fox. And it's so dumb because it's like, hey, if it's about money, which it shouldn't be, it should be about trying to get your guy to win. If I'm the GOP, I'm like, look, Fox, we'll give you some money, something, but don't gatekeep the debate. Have it on all platforms for free. Let everybody stream it because we want to have these guys get some viewership. What is the purpose in gatekeeping the debate with guys who are not going to be the nominee? The only person who could be the nominee in that whole pack is DeSantis. And it's probably not going to be him. The nomination is pretty much already sewn up. It's going to be Trump. From what I see, I mean, nobody is polling anywhere near Trump. Now, having said that, I wish that Trump would have gone there because I would still like to see him debate other people. And for those who don't know who Trump is, you got people that just turned 18 years old, voting for the first time. they were 10 years old when Trump got elected. They don't know much about Trump. They might know Orange Man bad, and that's it. They don't really know a lot about politics. They're brand new. Or you may have some Johnny come latelys like Vivek, who voted for the first time at age 35 or whatever, however old he was in the year 2020, right? You got guys that are just now voting who are undecided. They want to see you. I saw a poll that said 65% of Republicans were watching the debate, but also 38% of Democrats. Why would it almost be 40% of Democrats watching the debate? It's because they might get their mind change. They might go a different direction, and they want to see what they have to offer. So I think that he should have gone there for that purpose, not because he needs to get the nomination. That's irrelevant. I'm looking into the future. I'm looking into trying to win over people that are undecided, brand new people. You can't just rest on your laurels. This is the same reason why he does commercials. You got campaign commercials. You got campaign stops. You're going to Iowa, and you're going to Michigan, and you're going to Wisconsin, and you're going to Florida, Texas, Louisiana, Montana. You're doing campaign stops. You're doing all this stuff, interviews and everything else to get your name out there more. It's the same reason why you would do a debate. However, knowing that Fox News wants to gatekeep it and they don't want to let the streamers stream it, I understand why you don't want to do that debate specifically. I understand. Also, at the same time, this is a bonehead move because you're incentivizing people to not watch it. You incentivize Trump to not go to it. So what's going to happen is when it comes time for the actual debate between Trump and Biden again, Biden's not going to go. Why should I go to the debate? Trump didn't go to the debates during the primary season or at all. So why should I go? Why should I go to a thing that he didn't want to go to? And for Biden, that works. We're going back to the basement strategy. And they allegedly want to implement C-19 lockdowns again in December of this year. And a lot of these frightened normies will play along with it. Remember when they had the monkeypox? Now, we all know what that is, right? It is a disease that affects LGBTQ elemental P men, right? Heavily promiscuous men fornicating with men. It affects them. And dogs and kids, but different story. I digress. The point is that it affects, gay men fornicating. It's an STD, essentially, according to NBC News. Not me. I'm not saying that. NBC News said it. But right when that came out, I saw mask wearing. Regular normie girls, boys, everybody wearing masks. Because they heard disease. Okay, I got to put a mask on. So it's very easy to put normies on lockdown. It's no resistance. So then if they do that, Biden's going to say, oh, I can't be on the campaign. I got to be locked down. The lockdown could be just to get Biden back in the basement, back to not campaigning. And then when it comes to a debate, ain't no point. Trump didn't go. I'm not going to go. You see what I'm saying? You see the long game I'm playing? It's not even about right now. The debate is not needed for Trump to get the nomination. However, the debate is needed because we need to see Trump and Biden debate when it comes time for that, when it comes time for 2024. And we need to get the independents, the undecideds, the brand new voters to pick a side. And what better way than to do a debate? It's going to be viewed by a lot of people, but it's not going to be because they're going to gatekeep it. People that are not 65 years old and over are not going to watch Fox News every day. Nothing against anybody of a certain age. Shout out to everybody. I don't care what your age is. You could be 1 million. You could be a brand new born baby. I don't care how old you are. If you're watching ABL live, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. My point is that you got to be able to get to a different demographic, not just those who have been there for forever. Get new people. Again, that's the point of commercials. That's the point of campaigning. If there was no need to do anything to get anybody, then you would not spend a dime on marketing. You would not spend a dime on traveling, campaign, or anything like that. If you got the nomination sold up and you're going to win, why do any of that? That's all. But I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, Larry Elder is, I think, going to sue the RNC. And the RNC, can I say this about the RNC? The RNC are useless. Totally useless. Mitt Romney's niece, Ronna McDaniel, the RNC chair, does nothing. Absolutely nothing. The RNC does nothing. Okay, the RNC does not help people win elections. We do. The people on the ground, like the influencers, help people win elections, and also people in local communities. I've never in my life seen the RNC anywhere around here. When I go to politics locally, it's regular normies running the show. It's not the RNC at all locally, from what I'm able to see. Maybe if you live in a bigger city, it's different. But here, no, there is no RNC locally. And on a federal level, you know what they do in the RNC? Really, from my point of view, all they do is they're like DC swamp rats. They hang out in DC. They take contributor money. They give themselves galas and dinners and fundraisers and banquets and events and things of that nature, do cocaine in the hotel rooms and stuff like that. And they go home to their houses in Alexandria, Annandale, Loudoun, Berkeley Springs, West Virginia, places like that. They don't do anything for the common American person. They don't do anything. Ronna McDaniel, useless. Mitt Romney, useless. The RNC apparatus, DC people, useless. Fundraising, useless. It's us that do it. When you go out to rural America or even in the city, you're going to see flags flying. Let's Go Brandon. You're going to see merch from ABL, Candace Owens, even to Stephen Crowder. You're going to see our merchandise. You're going to see our influence, not the RNC. They do nothing. They do absolutely zero. All they do is take big money from these big rich guys that got yachts, and they just distribute it among themselves in DC, and that's it. That's it. That is totally it. They don't do a thing. So this is why I hate the federal government. I'm going to say that until the cows come home, and I hate the federal government apparatus. It's destroying the country. It destroyed Virginia to a certain extent, which is why you had people like Northam talking about abortion up until the point of birth. Okay, a baby is born. Okay, what we going to do with it? What? But, okay, we got a serial killer in UK that killed newborn babies, but you got a governor saying, well, what are we going to do with the baby is born? Anyway, I'm getting triggered, so I digress. Let's hear from my main man, Larry Elder. Yes, I have met Larry Elder on several occasions. I'm a fan of his, just to let it all be known. ABL's bias, okay, whatever. But here's the question. Is what Larry Elder saying incorrect or correct? Do you agree or disagree? That's all I got to ask. All right, let's check it out. Hold on. And RIP headphone users.
Hey, Eldorados, I gave the RNC until 2 o'clock local time, I'm in Milwaukee, to put me on their debate stage, or else I'm filing a complaint with the Federal Election Commission. My lawyer, Craig Engel, used to be chair of the FEC. He was appointed by Ronald Reagan. He also is the former general counsel of the Republican Senatorial Committee, and he argues that the rules setting down how a debate is to be conducted was set forth by the FEC about 25 years ago. And they said an organization like the RNC can set forth whatever criteria they want, but once they do so, they have to objectively apply that criteria to everybody. They did not do that in my case. I met all their criteria, 40,000 individual donations, 3 national polls showing me at 1% or better. They rejected one of the national polls, Rasmussen, claiming that it was affiliated with Donald Trump. I had no idea it was affiliated with Donald Trump. Furthermore, Rasmussen said, we have nothing to do with Donald Trump. Donald Trump didn't commission the poll. He didn't recommend the poll. He didn't even suggest the poll. And elders should be able to use our poll as one of the ones for his 3 that are necessary to qualify for the debate. So I have no idea why I'm not on that debate stage. My lawyer argues that not put me on there is the equivalent of the RNC and Fox News giving an in-kind contribution to the 8 people who did make the debate to my detriment. And that in-kind contribution could be as valuable as $100 million fine against the RNC and $100 million fine against Fox News. I'm sorry I had to go there, but as of 2 o'clock local time, we filed this complaint with the FEC. I'm now going to watch the debate from my hotel room. I'll be doing a lot of media after the debate. Go to my website, LarryElder.com, because now I've incurred an unexpected legal expense. These lawyers ain't cheap. LarryElder.com, and I will see you next month in September at the Ronald Reagan Library. Out.
So there we have it. Shout out to Larry Elder. Big fan of Larry Elder. Again, I've met him many times. I'm a fan, huge fan, always going to be a fan. He's a really solid person, a genuine guy, big fan of Larry Elder. So shout out to him, LarryElder.com if you want to help. So for you guys that may not have caught all of what he was saying, or maybe he didn't explain everything, there's criteria to get on the debate stage. So there's three main things. And if I miss anything, guys, please help me out. But three main things. First, you got to have 40,000 individual donors to your campaign. 40,000 individual donors. Then you got to have at least 1% polling and 3 different polls. And the last thing, you got to sign a loyalty pledge that says you will support whoever the GOP nominee is when it comes time for the primary to be over. Okay, so whoever gets elected, whether it be or selected to be the nominee through the primary voting, Trump or DeSantis or whoever it is, you'll support that person. He did all those things. But the RNC said, well, you got a poll from Rasmussen, and Rasmussen is linked to the Trump campaign. So since they're linked to the Trump campaign, you can't use them. Larry Elder's like, well, what's that got to do with me? Even if they are linked to the Trump campaign, they're not linked to my campaign. So what are we talking about? And Rasmussen came out and said, we're not linked to any campaign. We'll do a poll for anybody who follows the criteria in the rules. We're not an arm of the Trump campaign. We're not Trump surrogates. We are a legitimate polling place, and that's just what it is. And they've been around for a very long time. I think I've heard of them before. Trump came along in 2015 down the escalator in New York City, Trump Tower. So I don't understand where this is coming from the RNC. Furthermore, if I am Rasmussen, I'm going to sue the RNC for, what would that be, libel for saying something like that about me? Because now you damage my reputation. If I'm Rasmussen and my business is dependent upon candidates, presidential, local, everywhere, using me for polls, paying me for polls, and not only presidential stuff, but other things, checking the temperature of the nation, seeing people think about certain things, seeing how the economy is, seeing how the job market is, the used car market, stuff like that. If I'm being used for these things and now people think that I'm just part of the Trump campaign and I'm not to be trusted, I'm going to sue. So you got Larry Elder suing the RNC. You got Rasmussen. They should sue the RNC. You got Trump bucking against the RNC and Fox News because of the debate and that whole situation is going on with Fox. And now people like me and many other YouTubers have no choice other than to not show the debate because they threaten to give us copyright strikes. So I don't understand what the RNC is doing. I don't know what the GOP is doing. I don't get it. They're all about trying to get that money, trying to keep the bag of money over on Fox. But they're dumb because you could easily make more money if you just open the debate up to people that should be on the stage and allow us to stream it. If you have a sponsor, Fox News, and matter of fact, check it out. Okay, Fox, if you're going to do commercial breaks or give your sponsor a shout out during the actual debate, then you're still going to have those same commercial breaks and shout outs visible on my channel. Okay, you're still going to have that. Like, let's say, for example, you have the debate stage, right? And at the podium, there's a logo of a company. That's still going to be seen on my channel. You're still going to have the same advertising. And if I'm an advertiser, I would want you to allow the debate to be streamed by influencers because it reaches a larger audience. If I'm an advertising company, I want my ad to be seen in the most places possible. And I'm willing to pay top dollar. But they're so hell-bent on keeping the money to themselves and not allowing it to spread and getting more viewers to their specific channel. They don't even really see it. They don't even understand. You can have proprietary, you can have the property rights to a particular thing, to a particular event. But when you just gatekeep it to your platform only all the time, you're missing out opportunities. You're totally missing out. It's ridiculous. So we're going to see, yeah, cable news is dead. Cable news is dead. I mean, they've been dead for a while now. When people that still watch cable news consistently are getting older and they're not watching TV like that anymore, I don't know where they go from here. I have no idea where they go. I don't know what the next step is. Like, what are you going to do when people who are now getting it to be senior citizen age are not watching TV anymore? When they pass on or whatever, what are you going to do? Kids nowadays, everything's on their phone, tablet, or whatever. Okay? And quite frankly, a lot of kids are going back to the old school phones. It didn't even have all this stuff on it. No flat screen. They're going back to the old phones that we had, the Kyocera, the phones on the singular plan. I know I'm talking about a Nextel chirp. They're going back to those phones because of a lack of distractions and things of that nature. So they're not watching TV. They're not watching stuff on their phone because they're trying to get away from some of the smartphones. And if they are watching their phone, they're not watching Fox. Who's going to pull up their phone and watch foxnews.com? Nobody. They're going to go TikTok and look at a 1-minute video about the news going on, or they're going to come to ABL YouTube channel and look at an 8 to 10-minute video about what's happening. They're not going to go to Fox and hear some random moron bloviate for forever about the same old topic. They're not going to do it. They're not going to go to a gate-kept debate. They're not going to do it. Okay, I'm getting triggered. I'm super triggered, but I digress. Again, the Fox, not Fox, I got that out of my mind. The Tucker Carlson and Donald Trump interview over on X, formerly known as Twitter, begins at 8:55 p.m. Eastern time. So in a very short period of time, that will be happening. And of course, I'm going to have it ready to rock and roll for you. And what I probably end up doing to avoid any kind of issues with strikes or whatever is I will just probably show some of the video and audio for a certain period of time, and then I won't show the video. But I think I should be all right. I think I should be good money. All right. So we'll see what's happening here. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. That'll help me out. We're at 999,890 subscribers. Okay. 999,890. So we are 110 subscribers away from 1 million. And to just pause for a minute, I mean, you guys, it's been a crazy road to get to 1 million. It's been years. I started doing this in 2015. I'll never forget. Maybe I'll put it in the book exactly what got me to take it seriously. But in 2015, I was doing videos sporadically. And at the time, and I'm gonna tell this story quickly before we get Tucker Carlson in a few minutes. I got a little bit of time. Before I start doing it seriously, I was just doing videos sporadically here and there. 2015. At the end of 2015, like right around Thanksgiving, November, December, I took it seriously, and it's been up ever since. But when I first started, I had an old BlackBerry phone, a BlackBerry Bold or something like that. I had a 9-year-old iMac computer, or all-in-one, which Macs suck now, but that's a different story. I got PC Master Race all day long. But anyway, I had a 9-year-old at the time iMac, a BlackBerry smartphone, and I was recording voice notes into my smartphone. And what I would do is upload the voice notes to my computer through Bluetooth, and I would just find Google Images and put it in the video. And I think I used iMovie. So literally, my first videos was just voice notes and images from Google that I put into a slideshow. That was it. And then when I started to get money from YouTube, like $100, something like that, I would buy a camera, a microphone, and just upgrade myself that way. And here I am. But it took me a lot of time, just being consistent, always being true to myself, and just putting stuff out. And the reason why I told that story is because people always ask me, hey man, how can I do YouTube? And people always, one thing they do a lot of times is they get stuck in trying to buy things. They try to get a bunch of equipment. They try to get a bunch of microphones, cameras, lighting. It's like, you don't need any of that. Especially nowadays. When I first started, listen, I did not have my first full touchscreen smartphone until 2018. I was slow to the game. I still had my old BlackBerry with the physical keyboard. I had no smartphone completely until 2018. So for the first 3 years of me doing YouTube, I had just regular old school phones, a BlackBerry at best, a Kyocera type phone at worst, for real. You guys have iPhones in your hand. That's all you need. You could put the phone just like this. Really, you don't need no tripod. You can go like this in your car. You could do like my man Jericho Green would do back in the day and put the phone in your vehicle and just talk. He built his channel off of car phone videos. If you have talent, if you have a voice, if people want to hear you, they want to see you, you got something going on with you, just do it that way. Do it that way and find a niche for yourself. Not everybody's going to be on camera. Not everybody's going to be on. Some of you guys might just do voice only, and that's fine. If you have some kind of skill, some kind of way to edit something, just put it out. There's no need for it to be perfect. There's no need for it to be super polished or anything like that. Just put it out and improve as you go along. Get better, improve, but you got to start somewhere. Don't get caught up in analysis paralysis. Just begin and get better as you go along. Period, point blank. That's what you got to do. So yeah, shout out to everybody that wants to start YouTubing or vlogging or whatever you do. Just start. Oh, and something else. When I first started, I was still a graphic designer. I had my own business for a long time. I did graphic design work from 2007 to 2017. So about 10 years of doing that independent on my own business and everything. So from at the end of 2015 to I would say mid 2017, I was still doing my design work. I would get all my design work done at my computer and then do my videos. So I did that for about a year, both at the same time, until my YouTube took off. And I had no intentions on YouTube taking off. I had no idea it would do that. I just kept on doing it until it did. And that's just what happened. My plan was to be a firefighter at a certain point back in like 2016-ish. But then my YouTube started to go up and up and up. I'm like, okay, I can just do this. Yeah. So that's pretty much what it is. Yeah, we got 1 minute. I'm refreshing the page over here on Tucker Carlson's Twitter, or pardon me, X page. You know, I keep calling it Twitter because I've been on what you guys now call X since 2008. I joined Twitter as it was in 2008. So we're talking about 15 years I've been on Twitter. Or now it's called X. 15 years. Yep. I remember when it first started, it was like this whole thing. It was like a combination of AIM and all that kind of stuff. AOL, AIM, MySpace type things. It was like that. Okay. All right, Tucker, what's going on? All right. But yeah, I remember when it first started, and I'm still here, 2008. All right. So I'm refreshing the page, waiting for it to start. And I know his page is getting hammered. I know it's getting hammered. All right. Let me go ahead and get it loaded up here. His website is going to be kind of bogged down as well. Oh, one thing about what's going on here tonight, there may be some interruptions because it's going to be really big. There was an issue when I think Elon Musk had a space where he was talking to people. It was an issue at that point as well. So you guys just please hang tight and we're going to get into it. All right, here we go. Debate night with Donald J. Trump. Here we are over on X, formerly known as Twitter. Let's go ahead and get into it.
It's debate night, but we're not in Milwaukee.
If the sound is too low, too high, or whatever, please let me know and I will fix it.
Mr. President, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Why aren't you at the Fox News debate tonight in Milwaukee?
Well, you know, a lot of people have been asking me that, and many people said you shouldn't do them, but you see the polls have come out, and I'm leading by 50 and 60 points. And, you know, some of them are at 1 and 0 and 2. And I'm saying, do I sit there for an hour or 2 hours, whatever it's going to be, and get harassed by people that shouldn't even be running for president. Should I be doing that? And a network that isn't particularly friendly to me, frankly. They were backing Ron DeSanctimonious like crazy, and now they've given up on him. I mean, it's a lost cause. It reminded me very much of 2016. In 2016, I went through the same stuff and had to fight them all the way, and then they became very friendly after I won, or just about when I was winning. But I just felt it would be more appropriate not to do the debate. I don't think it's right to do it. If you're leading by 50, 60, I have one problem leading by 70 points, and I'm saying, why am I doing it? And I'm going to have 8 people, 10 people, whoever made the debate, I don't know how many it is, but I'm going to have all these people screaming at me, shouting questions at me, all of which I love answering, I love doing, but it doesn't make sense to do them. So I've taken a pass, as you probably noticed.
Well, I did. I'm grateful that you did. It's interesting, though, because you spent a lot of your career in television.
Yeah.
You had a top show in television on NBC. But you don't feel the need now running for president to do television, obviously. Do you think television is declining?
Well, according to a poll that I guess we just saw, it just came out where it's down like 30, 35%, but I think they were referring to cable. I think cable's down because it's lost credibility. MSNBC, or as they say, MSDNC, is so bad. It's so wrong what they write and what they do and what they say. It's fake news, as I said. I think I came up with that term. I hope I did, because it's a good one. It's not tough enough anymore. It's corrupt news. Really what you do is call it corrupt news, but somehow that doesn't play as nicely. But it is corrupt news. So you have MSNBC and you have CNN, who's absolutely doing no ratings at all. I mean, they're dead. But they're doing none because they don't have credibility. They really don't have credibility. Fox is way down, as you know. And the good old days are long ago. I will say this, it could come back, but they just don't have a lot of credibility, Tucker. You know that perhaps better than anybody. I think it was a terrible move getting rid of you. You were number one on television, and all of a sudden we're doing this interview, but we'll get bigger ratings using this crazy forum that you're using than probably the debate or competition.
When you say there are people on stage who shouldn't be running for president, who do you mean?
Well, I don't want to really use names, but it wouldn't matter too much. A guy like, I call him Ada Hutchinson. It's Asa, but I call him Ada.
Why do you call him Ada?
I could tell you, but I don't want to get myself in a little trouble. But he's weak and pathetic, and he was, I never understood the guy, never knew him. He was the governor of Arkansas, not a very popular guy. I don't know how but that state is such a great state. The people are so incredible in that state, and they love me and I love them. How does this guy get elected governor of Arkansas? But he's nasty always, and has been. A guy like Chris Christie, the guy left with a 8%, think of it, 8% approval rating in New Jersey. Now he's running for president, and he runs solely on the basis, let's get Trump. He's like a savage maniac. He's like a lunatic. And that's all he talks about. His poll numbers are very, very low. He's about 2%.
What's he like? You know him well.
No, I've been friendly with him over the years, but I couldn't give him a job because I just never trusted him very much. I was just never one of his people that really trusted him. I never gave him the job, and that's one of the reasons he feels so hurt and so betrayed. And I understand that. I really do. I understand it, but I never gave him. He wanted to be different things. He was looking at different elements of the administration, and I decided I didn't want to do it. And now I'm glad I did, because you see, but we had some great people. I had great people. We'll have even better people if we do this, because now I know Washington. Before I didn't know Washington. But guys like Bill Barr were terrible. I mean, they were, I would say, Bushies. I say that with respect to the Bush family, but they were Bushies, and it doesn't work out for us.
It was clear, this is kind of far afield, but it was just interesting. I read Barr's account of his time. He wrote a book about it,
right?
His autobiography. And in it, he lies about Jeffrey Epstein's death. Clearly lies. Do you think Epstein killed himself sincerely?
I don't know. I will say that, he was a fixture in Palm Beach.
Yeah.
I don't know what Barr said about it either. I have no idea what he said. What did he say? He killed himself, probably?
He said he killed himself, and that they were going to do this investigation. They never did the investigation. It's never been public. Well, and they hid it, and why are they doing that? And clearly Barr knew, But why would Bill Barr be covering up the death of Jeffrey Epstein?
Bill Barr didn't do an investigation on the election fraud either, okay? He said he did, and he pretended he did, but he didn't. McSwain, the U.S. attorney in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, said Barr just wouldn't let him do it. It was crazy. Barr became so petrified, so frightened of being impeached. They were going to impeach him. I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah.
It's not a big moment in history. But they said, we're going to impeach. You know, they play a much rougher game, the left, the lunatics. And they were going to impeach Bill Barr, and he was petrified. Now, how do you not get impeached? Don't do any of this stuff. But he didn't do the job there. I don't know what he did with Epstein, but possibly he didn't.
Do you think it's
that.
Possible that Epstein was killed?
Oh, sure, it's possible. I mean, I don't really believe. I think he probably committed suicide. He had a life with, you know, beautiful homes and beautiful everything, and he all of a sudden he's incarcerated and not doing very well. I would say that he did, but there are those people. There are many people. I think you're one of them, right? But a lot of people think that he was killed. He knew a lot on a lot of people.
He was killed.
You think so?
I think the closer you look, I'm not a conspiracy person at all. I believe everything I hear. But yeah, the closer you look into it, I mean, the Attorney General of the United States, your Attorney General, clearly lied about the Epstein death.
Yeah,
and
he was.
Why?
He was certainly. It wasn't well done. They had no cameras. They had no anything. Everybody was sleeping, and you know, a case could be made. Look, I'm not going to get involved in it, but I can tell you, a case could be made either way. But it certainly wasn't the most well-run place.
So the reason I'm asking you is I'm looking at the trajectory since 2015 when you got into politics, you know, for real, and then won. It started with protests against you, massive protests,
right.
Organized protests by the left, and then it moved to impeachment twice,
right.
And now indictment. I mean, the next stage is violence. Are you worried that they're going to try and kill you? Why wouldn't they try and kill you, honestly?
They're savage animals. They are people that are sick, really sick. You have great people in the Democrat Party. You have great people that are Democrats. Most of the people in our country are fantastic, and I'm representing everybody. I'm not just Republicans or conservatives. Right. I represent everybody. I'm the president of everybody. But I've seen what they do. I've seen the lengths that they go to. When they make up the Russia, when that's exposed and they go down, and Barr should have gone after them, and other people should have gone after. And they did very late, because the Durham report came out. It was fairly good. It could have been a lot tougher, I guess, but it was fairly good. But it explained how corrupt it was. I'll tell you who did a great job was the Inspector General Horowitz. He did a phenomenal report. You didn't have to go to Durham. He did it on Comey and on, I guess, McCabe and some others, and it was a vicious, it was basically a true report, how bad they are. But these people are sick people. These are people that I think they hate our country. You want to know the truth. When you see open borders, when you see these policies that they have, and so many other things, it's so sad to see. You know, we have a country that's very fragile right now. I've never seen, I will say, look, I ran in 16, which was 15, but I ran in 16, election in 16, and there was tremendous spirit. In 20, there was even more spirit. We got millions and millions more votes. You know, it wasn't even a contest. People said, well, what'd you think of 20? I said, we did much better. We did. You got to base it on the number of votes. We got many more votes in 20 than we did in 16. But the election was rigged. It was a rigged election. And with COVID, they used COVID to cheat in a lot of different things, and we have so much on it. It's like so easy. But we had judges that didn't want to look. We had people didn't want to get involved. They called you, he's a conspiracy theorist if you say anything about the election. But I have never seen spirit like there is right now. Even coming down here, just the people on the road that are just absolutely going crazy. And the reason is, I think they like me, and I know they love my policies. I hope they like me too. You know, a lot of people say they don't like me, but they like my policies. I think they like me. But I have never seen spirit like it is right now. And the reason is because crooked Joe Biden is so bad. He's the worst president in the history of our country. I don't think he's going to make it to the gate, but, you know, you never know. but he's a corrupt person, so corrupt that I took the name off Hillary. I don't do two people at one time. I took the crooked Hillary and I retired the name. That was a good day for her. I bet she was very happy. And I used it for Joe because it's Crooked Joe. But Joe is really...
But you don't think he's going to make it to November of 24?
Well, I think he's worse mentally than he is physically. And physically, he's not exactly a triathlete or any kind of an athlete. You look at him, he can't walk to the helicopter. He walks... He can't lift his feet out of the grass. It's only 2 inches at the White House, right? That's not a lot. But you watch him, and it looks like he's walking on toothpicks. So, and then you see him on the beach where he can't lift a chair. Those chairs are meant to be light, right? They're like 2 ounces.
Yeah.
You lift them up. He can't lift the chair. He can't walk to the chair. And I don't know what they're doing with the beach. This beach is seeming to play a big role, but they love pictures of him on the beach. I think he looks terrible on the beach. He looks terrible on the beach.
Skinny legs.
Well, he can't walk through the sand. Sand is not that easy to walk through, but when he walks through it, he can't walk through the sand. And there's somebody in there that thinks he looks fabulous at the beach. I think he looks horrible at the beach. Plus, the beach doesn't represent what a president's supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be working. You're supposed to be getting us out of that horrible, horrible war that we're very much involved in with Russia and Ukraine. You could do that. You could do that very easily. I believe you could do that I don't believe he could do it because he's just incompetent. But that's a war that should end immediately, not because of one side or the other, because hundreds of thousands of people are being killed. Can you imagine you're in an apartment house and rockets are going into that building and blowing it up and knocking it down? And why should anybody, human beings, these are human, whether they're Russian or Ukrainian or whatever they are, it's got to be stopped. And it can be stopped very easily. It would have never started. If I were president, it would have never started.
So back to Biden, I'm interested. So you think he's failing? He obviously is failing. I think it's clear to everybody. But that would make Kamala Harris the candidate?
Well, not really. I guess they'd have maybe a free-for-all. A lot of people say she has to remain for certain reasons the candidate. She has to. I don't think that's true, actually. I don't think that other people would stand for it. She has some bad moments. Her moments are almost as bad as his. I think his are worse, actually.
Yeah.
But
she seems pretty senile, too.
She speaks in rhyme. It's weird. It's weird. But she has bad moments. And
in rhyme?
Well, the way she talks, the bus will go here and then the bus will go there because that's what buses do. And it's weird. The whole thing is weird. This is not a president of the United States future. And I think they probably have some kind of a primary and other people will get involved.
Newsom, right?
Could be. I always got along well with him, believe it or not. But could be him, could be somebody else. He's got a big load on his shoulders because you look at California, what's happened. But I don't know if the American people really, the people that vote for him, I don't even know if they care. You look at so many of the things that are going on, and people don't seem to be. In the old days, if you had a bad record, it meant a lot. Today, if you have a bad record, it doesn't really mean anything. He looks good. He's a nice-looking guy, speaks well. But Biden, every time you watch him talking, it's like he's walking on eggs. You're waiting for him to collapse. And he almost always does. And I got to know the leaders of all of the countries, essentially, but the big ones. And the bigger, the tougher the leader. It's like sort of, I guess maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. But I got to know President Xi of China and Putin and Kim Jong-un, North Korea. Did a great job with North Korea, kept us out of a nuclear war. We would have 40,000 dead soldiers right now. They'd drop a nuke right on top of the military base. But we have 40,000 soldiers over there. And I did great. I got along with him great. That's a positive. The press said, he said nice things about Kim Jong-un. I also said horrible things at the beginning. Horrible enough that he wanted to talk. And we talked and we met in Singapore. We met actually twice. And we had unbelievable meetings. I know him very well. We were in great shape with him.
What do you think he and Xi and Putin think of Biden?
I think they can't believe it. I think they probably say this is some kind of a system. They had great respect for our country. They respected me. They had great respect for our country when I was there. Every one of them. Look, if you go to North Korea, you take a look at what happened. The Olympics was dead. South Korea spent billions on the Olympics. Nobody was going to go. They didn't want to get blown up. They called me and they said, we are going to let the Olympics proceed. This is North Korea. I said, you should go into the Olympics. Put your athletes in. It wasn't like, they were big on athletes because,
Famine.
But they went in, and they actually participated. And within about 2 days, the entire thing was sold out. And if it wasn't me, that would have never happened. But I got along very well with him, and that's a positive thing. He does have massive nuclear power, by the way. And if Hillary would have gotten in, or if the Obama thought process continued, it would have been a nuclear war, absolutely, with North Korea. He was expecting to go into a war, and it would have been a nuclear war.
So do you think the rest of the world looks on at Biden and thinks someone else has got to be running the government?
Well, somebody else has to be. I don't think he's capable of doing anything. Look, when I debated him, I said, how come, and this was in front of probably not a friend of yours, Chris Wallace. He was the moderator.
Not a friend.
I said, why is it? He wants to be Mike, but he doesn't have the talent. It's one of those
bitchy little man.
He wanted to be his father, but he didn't have the talent of his father was great.
He's a little fussy man.
His father interviewed me in 60 Minutes. It was actually a 10. Can you believe it?
No, I totally believe his father had talent, at least.
I may have been the only guy that he gave a good 60 Minutes to. He was rough.
Really?
His father was tough. He was great, though. He was great at what he did. But Chris Wallace was so upset. He was guarding this guy who wouldn't do a show, by the way. He wouldn't do. I figured I didn't mind Chris Wallace because Biden wouldn't do a show. And it was very obvious. He kept asking him, but he wouldn't do the show. So I figured he's got to like me. But he came from a different planet. But remember when I asked the question, why is it that the mayor of Moscow's wife is allowed to give you $3.5 million? Don't forget, that was brought up. Now it's brought up all the time, but that was brought up by me long before anyone ever heard of it. I said, the mayor of Moscow's wife giving you $3.5 million. What did you do to deserve $3.5 million? To Biden. And Chris Wallace said, this has nothing to do with the debate. I mean, he
got in the way of the question.
No, it was crazy. And I said, well, wait a minute. He got $3.5 million from the mayor of Moscow's wife. Now, people forget that, but if you go back and take a look, you will see. And Chris Wallace didn't want me to ask that question. I said, I think it's a very appropriate question. It turned out to be much more appropriate than people thought.
Amazing. So do you have a preference in, assuming you're the Republican nominee and all goes as you plan it to go, do you have a preference in who you run against?
In many ways, I'd love to run against him because his record's so bad. It's still horrible when you look at inflation and everything else, but others also have very bad records. I mean, California's a bad record, so, should it be Gavin or should it be somebody else? When I look at San Francisco, what's happened to that incredible city? That was one of the greatest cities in the world just a short while ago, and now it's very sad when you look at it. Los Angeles, every city practically, all the Democrat-run cities. Republican-run cities are doing very nicely because they arrest people when you have crimes, and they don't go after political candidates because they think it's good. It's been amazing. My poll numbers are the highest I've ever had, but because people understand it.
Can I just ask you, that
Yes.
gets back to my original question. So if the protest didn't work, you got elected anyway. Yeah. Impeachment didn't work twice, obviously. Indictment is not working. Your poll numbers go up. When they raided Mar-a-Lago in August of last year, your numbers went up. They can indict you 20 times, and you're not going to lose the Republican primary because of that.
Well, so it makes it look even more ridiculous. I mean, the 4 indictments, and maybe there'll be more. I don't know. These people are crazy.
But they're counterproductive. So if you chart it out, it's an escalation, is what I'm saying. Yeah. So what's next? After, try to put you in prison for the rest of your life, that's not working. So, don't they have to kill you now?
I think the people of our country don't get enough credit for how smart they are. And I'm not sure I would have said this 10 years ago, but they get it. They really get it. When somebody gets indicted, your poll numbers go down. When somebody gets indicted, you announce, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be leaving to spend time with my family and to fight for the rest of my life on this stuff. But you're out of politics. I got indicted 4 times. All trivia, nonsense, bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's horrible when you look and you look at what they're doing. The boxes hoax, I'm covered by the Presidential Records Act. I'm allowed to do exactly that. He's not covered, and he's got 25 times the number of boxes. And he's got them stored in Chinatown. He's got them stored in a flimsy garage underneath his Corvette at Penn. And by the way, at Penn, he gets millions of dollars. China pays this guy millions of dollars. See, I think he's the most corrupt president we've ever had. And he also has the distinction of being the most incompetent. And I believe both. I mean, he's both incompetent and corrupt.
So
and
who
I
is running the
actually
government?
believe he's compromised because China knows so much about him. They know where the money comes from. They know where it is, who paid it, and they probably paid it. Well, they do pay Penn, and he gets $1 million. I think he takes $999,000 because keeps it a little bit under $1 million, like by $1. But he, in many ways, is a Manchurian candidate. We have a Manchurian candidate, and he's afraid to tell Russia to get out of Cuba. He's afraid to tell China to get out of Cuba. He's afraid. China now is building, think of this, China is building military installations in Cuba. The Cuban population of Miami is not too happy because they're never going to be able to go back. And you don't even hear about it. And the worst culprit is the press, the media, because normally, when I first heard that China is building installations in Cuba, and installations means military installations, okay, they said just some communication. Mm-hmm. They did that on the islands with Japan. They took the island, they started this massive construction, and they told everybody, including the Japanese have to be very careful. They told everybody that this is a housing development. They're going to build a housing development. And I said, how come the runway is 20,000 feet long? Private jets need 4,000 feet. They don't need 20,000 feet. The big ones need 20,000 feet. They don't even need 20. And I looked at the runway. I said, that's the largest runway ever built, both in width and length, for housing development. There's nobody that has a plane that big that you would have a runway that's
Why
that's
is
for
China
testing.
allowed to conduct imperialism in our hemisphere?
Well, yeah, and it's far beyond Cuba. It's all over South America.
Yeah, in the Caribbean.
So we built a thing called the Panama Canal. We lost 35,000 people to the mosquito, malaria.
Yeah.
We lost 35,000 people building. We lost 35,000 people because of the mosquito. Vicious. They had to build under nets. It was one of the true great wonders of the world. As he said, one of the 9 wonders of the world. No, it was one of the 7. It happened a little while ago, It says 9 wonders of the world. You could make 9 wonders. He would have been better off if he stuck with the 9 and just said, yeah, I think it's 9. But this is one of the true 7 wonders of the world. And you take a look at the Panama Canal. It was such an incredible engineering marvel. We sold it under Jimmy Carter. We sold it to Panama for $1. The following day, they quadrupled the amount of money that ships had to pay to get across. They didn't lose one ship. And now they've made it much bigger, and now they've widened it. They've doubled it, right? They've more than doubled it. And it's one of the most profitable things. Any time it's just incredible, right? We gave it away for $1. China now controls it. They actually control the Panama Canal. They run it, they control it. And we shouldn't let that happen. And we can't let China be in Cuba. And they'll get out. If I'm president, they'll get out. Because I had a very good relationship with President Xi, but he respected this country, he respected me. And he'll get out. And we can't let them run the Panama Canal. We built the Panama Canal. Should have never been given to Panama. We should have had it. But we gave it for $1. Think of it. They quadrupled. In one day, they lifted the fees, which are, pretty big, for these massive ships to go through, right? Rather than going around the Cape and through all the tremendous storms, such beauty, it's beautiful stuff. But you didn't want to get caught in those storms. Those were storms that wiped out the biggest ships. And we go through the Panama Canal, we built it, and we gave it away for $1. Think of that, how stupid are we? We have done the stupidest things in this country. And now we have a president that can't put 2 sentences together, can't speak, can't walk, can't talk. I don't think he gets to the starting gate, but these people do miracles. I mean, he ran out of his basement, and you got away with that one because of COVID, so he sort of got away with it. They cheated on the election. But you have people that are very smart, but they're fascists and they're radical left lunatics, and they're destroying our country with the all-electric cars and the windmills all over the place, which, by the way, don't work, and most of them made in China. For the most part, they're made in China. Germany a little bit, but China. But you look at what's happening to our country, even no voter ID. I mean, why don't they want voter ID? There's only one reason they don't want voter ID, because they want to cheat. I mean, who doesn't want, the Democrat convention, the last one, they had voter ID that was this big. It looked like a prison card, this big on their chest. You walked in, they had your picture, your this, your fingerprint, they had everything. The most incredible voter ID I've ever seen. That was to get into the Democrat National Convention. But to get in to vote, if you buy groceries, if you buy practically anything now, you have ID on a card, credit cards or otherwise.
But don't you think it's racist to have to show your ID?
Well, they probably say that. They use anything not to show ID, because voter ID is pretty simple. And we could go back, and we should go back to all paper ballots, voter ID, same-day voting. France did it. France had mail-in ballots, and it was terrible. Anytime you have mail-in ballots, you're going to have massive cheating on your elections. Anytime, but not just the presidential election. Anytime you have...
Isn't that the whole point of them?
Yeah.
So you can cheat?
Oh, yeah, sure. It's the whole point. That's their whole point. They want to cheat, yeah. They have to cheat because their policies are so bad that if they didn't cheat, they couldn't get elected. Who wants open borders? Who wants high taxes? Who wants high interest rates? Who wants to not be able to use a gas stove? Or have to drive an electric car, which, you have a 4-hour drive, but the car only goes an hour and a half, so you have to charge it. The happiest moment for somebody in an electric car is the first 10 minutes. In other words, you get it charged, and now for 10 minutes. The unhappiest part is the next hour, because you're petrified that you're not going to be found another charger. People, I'm saying, I'm not knocking electric cars, they're fine. They're fine. But if people want to buy a gasoline car or a hybrid, hybrids are pretty good, actually, but they should be allowed to buy. They don't want to do any of this. So right now, California's in a big brownout because their grid is a disaster. The grid all over the country is sort of a disaster, but the grid in California. And yet, they want to have, in a very short period of time, millions and millions of cars going off that grid, essentially. It doesn't work.
So plug your car into a grid that's failing.
You should be able to buy an electric car. Electric cars could be fine if you drive short distances and you want to have, whatever, and you have plug-ins everywhere you go. They could be fine. But you got to have gasoline cars. You got to have everything. Let people buy everything. Now the new thing is your heating systems in the house. They don't want you to have a modern day heating system. They want you to use a heating system that will cost you at least $10,000 to buy and won't work very well. None of the stuff works as well. One of the things I did with EPA is you have states, many states, most of the states have so much water. It comes out of heaven, right? The water pours down and you have it. It's there. It's got to go wherever it goes, into the oceans, whatever. It's not like a big problem. Now, in some states, they have a problem. You have some desert areas and all, and for that, it's okay. But they have sinks where no water comes out. You turn it on, no water comes out. No water comes out of the shower. No water is allowed to go into the washing machine for your dishes or for your clothing or what. And I avoided all of that.
Wait, they have sinks where no water comes out?
Sure, you have restrictors. When I say no water, very little water. You want to wash your hands, right?
Yeah.
And you've seen this, and you turn on the sink and it's very little. Or you want to wash your beautiful hair, right? And you're standing under a shower. Then the suds never go. If the water comes out very slowly. I'm sure you've seen this. It usually takes place in new hotels and new homes.
Yeah, you take a drill and take the
they have
limiter out.
Well, you can, but now they make it so you can't do that so easily. They have a restrictor. It's called a restrictor, and it restricts the water from coming out. So I ended all of that, and you have to see these. They let the water come out. You know what people do? They wash their hands like 5 times longer, or in the washing machine, they'll press for their, let's say the dishwasher, they'll press it, then they'll press it about 7 or 8 times.
Yeah.
They'll end up using more water, and it still won't be very good. I met with the head of Whirlpool. They were practically going out of business during my administration, and they said to me, from Ohio, incredible, great state, I love Ohio, and they were really doing badly because people were dumping washing machines all over, mostly from South Korea, but also from China. And he was explaining it's just a terrible situation. I said, let me ask you, how's the quality? He says, we're better, but they are good enough quality. But, of course he's going to say that, but, they are better. He said, but they don't allow us. They're dumping these machines. They're cutting us in half. They're killing us. And On top of it, the government won't let us use water in our machines. I mean, he shows me like a quarter of a bottle of water. That's supposed to be washing clothing. And I freed it all up, and I put tariffs on these countries that were selling and the machines coming into the country. And that company went from all the washing machine companies, they make washing machines, they make dryers, they make all of the different machines that do this kind of work, including dishwashers. And they went from a disaster area to being just thriving.
But can I ask
They love me in that part of Ohio.
Well, I bet they do, but why should EPA, no one at EPA was elected by anybody,
Yeah.
why do they have the power to decide how much water your washing machine uses? Shouldn't Congress in a democracy get to vote on that?
Yeah, you could say that. They do things that are not very...
So how do you, that's my question, how do you, if you get elected again, go back to Washington, how do you keep the agencies under control? How do you keep FBI and CIA specifically under control?
The way you do it, like I fired Comey, that was a big deal. You know, a lot of people said, and I fired him very early. Somebody said, oh, I wish you would have fired him. There was a real question about firing him. Anyway, you understand, because, you know, when they have a 10-year term, there is a question. I fired Comey. That was a great thing. If I didn't fire Comey, maybe I wouldn't be talking to you, or I'd be talking to you about real estate or something else other than politics, right? That was a coup, in my opinion. That was a very sick deal. That was the insurance policy. You remember the insurance policy? Oh, she's going to win, darling. She's going to win. But just in case she doesn't, we have an insurance policy. An insurance policy was what they were doing. And we caught them with that. That was a very important tweet or whatever it was, text. It was a big deal. That was a big deal. The insurance policy. She's going to win 100 million to 1. That's not good odds. At least they gave me 1, right? 100 million to 1. But just in case she doesn't win, we have an insurance policy. And everybody said, that's strange. That's strange. But we caught all that because I fired Comey. Because when I fired Comey, it was like throwing a rock into a hornet's nest, into a nest of bees, and the place went crazy.
So when you were president, are you confident that you knew everything, say, CIA was doing around the world?
No, I'm not. It's a very interesting group of people. I had very good relationships, I thought, but I was a little surprised when I got out that, you know, things go on. Look, it's...
What were you surprised by?
I was surprised. I think it's some of the people. I was surprised that there was... I had a group of people. Look, we killed many, using the CIA, I have to say this, very bad actors. We were very good at it. You look at Soleimani, you look at al-Baghdadi, bigger than Osama bin Laden. I mean, Osama bin Laden, but al-Baghdadi did ISIS, and he was rebuilding ISIS very strongly.
And that was the CIA that did that?
That was really us that did that.
Yeah.
That was really us that did that. And Soleimani was us that did that, not so much CIA. But we did some very good work with the CIA. What I started, you know, when I looked at the 51 intelligence agents saying that was the laptop from hell was Russia disinformation, when I took a look at that, I said, that's a horrible thing. They knew it wasn't. They knew it was not. And by the way, you're talking about cheating on the election? McLaughlin and Fabrizio, great pollsters, they said a thing like that plus other things meant anywhere from 10 to 17% of the vote would change.
Whatever happened to Mike Pence? You've always been nice to Pence. I've never heard you criticize Pence. You've defended him in public many, many times. He's out there attacking you. What is that?
So Mike wants to run for president. You got to understand, in my opinion, Mike Pence had the absolute right to send the votes back to the legislatures. The Democrats and everybody said, you don't have the right. In other words, what I said, is he a human conveyor belt? You mean if he finds fraud in Pennsylvania, in Georgia, in any of these states, Arizona, he has to send them to Mitch McConnell, right? That's right, sir. Well, if he finds fraud, he has to? Yes, sir. I said, so he's a conveyor belt. Boom, put him in. I said, I don't agree with that. And we had some lawyers, not all, we had some lawyers that said, no, you do have the right to send them back to the legislatures to be rechecked. Because if you looked at what went on in Wisconsin, who, by the way, now agree with me, Wisconsin has been virtually, other than the fact they're not allowed to do anything statutorily, but Wisconsin has been, I mean, what they found is incredible. I mean, we won Wisconsin. But Mike Pence had the right, in my opinion, to send him back.
Do you ever talk to him now?
No, I haven't spoken to him in a long time. I was very disappointed in him. I didn't want to do what Thomas Jefferson did. Thomas Jefferson, it was Georgia. And it was, hear ye, hear ye, the great state of Georgia is not capable or allowed to tabulate their votes. And Thomas Jefferson, who was the vice president, said, is Georgia sure that they cannot tabulate their votes? Georgia is sure. He didn't send them back and have them redo it. He said, we will keep the votes of the great state of Georgia for Thomas Jefferson and his president. I didn't ask him for that. Could have done that too, but I didn't. I thought that would be turmoil. I asked him to send him back to his legislature, to the legislatures, you know, in Wisconsin, let's say.
But why didn't he? I mean, you'd worked together for 4 years. You're the president. He's VP. You say you're aligned on everything.
I think he got very bad advice. I really do. Now, let me tell you what happened. I sat there with a few people. I think his lawyer was in the room too. His lawyer was very much against it. There were other lawyers that felt you could do it. It was one of those things. I think you could have done it. I think you can always do something if you see fraud or if you see problems. But it's very interesting. So after the election was over, the rhinos got together with the Democrats and they redid the election, so you couldn't do it anymore. So then I called the people. I said, so in other words, you're saying I was right. You could do it. Yes, you could do it. In other words, they took the Voting Act and they redid it so the vice president no longer has the power to do what I said he could do. So when that happened, I said, wow. And you know, you'd look some of these Democrats in the eye and they'd say, he has absolutely no right to do it. And immediately after the election, they met rhinos, could name them all, and Democrats, and they approved legislation that takes away the right of the vice president to do it. So I said, so you're saying I was right. The vice president did have the right to do it, and they said, yes, he did.
So if you're saying they stole it from you last time, why wouldn't they do the same this time?
Oh, well, they'll try. They're going to be trying, yeah. And not only me, you know. Look, DeSantis is out. I think he's gone. So he was at a level. People have figured him out. He's gone. But if somebody else got in, other than me, they'll go at him just as viciously as they did me. These people are sick. They will go after them. And a lot of people say they won't be able to hold up. I do get credit for holding up quite well, I must tell you. I think it's...
How do you do that? How do you get indicted, every week and stay cheerful?
I think it's a lot easier because I'm so high in the polls, because it means the people get it. The people see it's a fraud. The people see it. Like this horrible district attorney from just a little while ago, from essentially Atlanta, it's Fulton County. She said, basically, I don't have any right to challenge an election. Well, what about Stacey Abrams? What about Hillary Clinton? What about all of these Democrats that are still challenging my election? The same people that are saying he's challenging an election challenged my election. And they did it with slates. They did it with all sorts of things. They were very bad about it. But basically, they're suing me and they're saying, you don't have any right to challenge it. If you challenge an election, we're going to indict you and put you in jail. So what they're doing is they've weaponized, and don't kid yourself, the DOJ and Biden and the whole group, they're watching all of this stuff. They love the local stuff. The DA in Manhattan. Not only that, they put one of the DOJ top people into the Manhattan DA's office to run things. They don't even have a case against me. It's not even a case. Everyone says, even the Democrats say, you can't bring these cases. You have no case. The Attorney General or the District Attorney, Fannie Willis, in Atlanta, she's getting killed. Basically, she's saying Trump doesn't have the right to criticize an election. But you've been around long enough now. You've seen many elections criticized. I mean, Hillary Clinton goes crazy. Every time she talks, she says, he's not the president. Jimmy Carter said, he's not the president. Well, I am the president. Hillary Clinton called me, by the way, at 3:02 in the morning to congratulate me the night of the election.
Did her voice crack?
Well, her voice was it's very different, I will say. I won't get into that. But
what do you mean?
Her voice was very different. Don't forget, they were all celebrating at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I came home and I said, I think we won. I felt we won because the rallies are so big. We'd go to Wisconsin and we'd go to Georgia. We'd go to different states. In Michigan, we'd have rallies. In Pennsylvania, we had 58,000 people in Butler. And I said, how are we losing this? How do you have a rally where you have from 50 to 100,000 people, many of them? I did 7 a day for a couple of days. That's a lot. That's a lot. These are big rallies, too. And I didn't hold back. I didn't say, let's make them let's do abbreviations, right? But they challenged the stuff. Yeah. Hillary called me up and conceded. Now, the word is that Obama said you have to do that. But she called up and totally conceded. But now, every time you see her on television, she's saying, she's challenging the election.
Do you think...
So that would mean that she should be indicted, but that would mean also that Stacey Abrams in Georgia should be indicted because she still thinks she won the election for governor. She still thinks that. She's never recanted. And
do you think Stacey Abrams will be indicted for that?
No, of course not. She won't be. The Democrats don't get indicted for things like that. They don't get impeached. No, it's a different thing. With that being said,
yes,
I had great support when they did impeachment hoax #1 and impeachment hoax #2. Jim Jordan, the House was fantastic. And actually the Senate was very good for me, other than, Mitch McConnell. I think it's too bad I endorsed him. He was begging, he was going to lose that race, and I endorsed him, and he ended up winning the race because of my endorsement. He was down, he was going to lose to Amy McGrath. She was $90 million in cash, all set to go. She was leading by 3. He was going down. I did him a favor, and then 3-4 months later, he really wanted to impeach me. He's a bad guy. But if you look at what's going on politically, it's so interesting. The level of loyalty is different in politics than it is in normal life, I will say. With that being said, I've had great loyalty also. But the House was fantastic. The Senate was very good. They overrode Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell, in my opinion, was trying to get senators to impeach me, especially for the second one. And on the first one, he acted very, very slow. He should have gone much faster. But Mitch McConnell wanted to, and the senators went up to him, guys that are subservient to him because he gives money. He gives them money. He gives them a lot of money. He raises some money and he gives it to them, and therefore they do what he said. That's the only form of leadership he's got.
So last question. If you're elected president again, what's your number one priority? When you ran last time, you said, I will build a wall. This time, your bottom line top promise to the country.
So you can do numerous things at the same time.
Of course.
But let's say number one is a border and taking hundreds of thousands of criminals that have been allowed into our country and getting them out and bringing them back to their country, Guatemala. By the way, not only the 4 countries that we think of as neighbors, all over the world. Last month, we had 149 countries represented. Think of it. We had 149 countries represented, Tucker, from places that many people never even heard of, coming into our country. And they're coming in from mental institutions, and they're coming in from prisons. They're emptying out their prisons all over South America. They're emptying out their mental institutions. Terrorists are pouring into our country. We have no idea. I had the strongest border in the history of our country, and I built almost 500 miles of wall. They like to say, oh, was it less? No. I built 500 miles. In fact, if you check with the authorities on the border, we built almost 500 miles of wall, and I had another 200 that I was going to build. It's like water. It seeks. And we're going to build another 200. We built it. It was all set to go. All they had to do was install it. It would have taken 3 weeks. And that's when I found out. I said, I think these people actually want open borders. The first thing I would do would be I would seal up the border good and tight, except for people that want to come in legally.
Do you think we're moving towards civil war?
There's tremendous passion and there's tremendous love. January 6th was a very interesting day because they don't report it properly. I believe it was the largest crowd I've ever spoken before. And some of the crowds I've spoken before. And like July 4th on the mall, I think they had 1 million people there. But I think that the biggest crowd I've ever spoken before was on January 6th. And people that were in that crowd, a very, very small group of people, and we said, patriotically and peacefully and patriotically, right? Nobody ever says that. Go peacefully and patriotically. But people that were in that crowd that day, very small group of people went down there, and then there are a lot of scenarios that we can talk about. But people in that crowd said it was the most beautiful day they've ever experienced. There was love in that crowd. There was love and unity. I have never seen such spirit and such passion and such love. And I've also never seen simultaneously and from the same people such hatred of what they've done to our country.
So do you think it's possible that there's open conflict? We seem to be moving towards something.
I don't know, because I don't know what it, I can say this. There's a level of passion that I've never seen. There's a level of hatred that I've never seen, and that's probably a bad combination.
Donald Trump, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Very much.
Thank you.
That is a bad combination, by the way.
Bad combination. Thank you.
So there we have it. That is the full interview. That was about 46 minutes. And you can go to tuckercarlson.com. Go to Tucker Carlson over on X, formerly known as Twitter. That is the full interview right there. So that was pretty good. I will say I'm gonna just come back here to get my commentary on it, and then if I have any clips from it or clips from the debate. So the actual regular debate, that's still going on. That's from 9 to 11. So we're right around 9:42 right now. So they still got quite a while to go on the actual debate. But again, I can't play anything more than 4 minutes of that over here, so I can't play that. If I have any clips, maybe I'll play it here and there, but beyond that, I can't really do much. But as far as what we just saw, I thought that was pretty good. I thought there were some hot button issues that Tucker asked Trump about January 6th. That was pretty bold of Trump to say that it was a beautiful day, because whenever you hear January 6th, you're going to hear violent and danger and things of that nature. You're not going to hear about those who were not there for illegitimate purposes, those who were there for a good purpose. You're not going to hear that. Are you going to hear about the bad because of how it ended? But you're not going to hear about those that were there for good, which was the majority, overwhelmingly so. That was a majority of those who were there for a good purpose. So you're not going to hear about that too much. There was quite a bit there. I'm reading some of the comments, and yeah, I didn't want to interrupt. I wanted to let it play out in full. You could get my facial expressions and my reactions that way, but I didn't want to interrupt with my commentary on it. And again, if you want that full interview, go to Tucker Carlson over on X or tuckercarlson.com. It'll be right there. 100% free in full. It's about 46 minutes long. Now, I'm reading some of the comments. You guys are saying that the interview was too short. Well, I mean, it's not going to be as long as a debate. And I think there was quite a bit of editing. I can't really tell. If there was editing in that, it was done very well. But I think there could have actually been more editing, because at a certain point, Trump would kind of repeat himself. Like, he would answer a question, but then rephrase it and kind of repeat that a couple of times unnecessarily. Like, I understand that you want to get the point across, but for the sake of editing, that could have been something that was done to edit that. And of course, this was pre-recorded. It was not a live video. They just debuted it at 8:55. So I'm just refreshing the page before it started. I was refreshing the page, and then it just popped up that way. And it was right there, and that's pretty much what it was. So overall, I thought it was a pretty good debate. Not debate, pardon me, a pretty good interview. And there were quite a few questions that were asked. There were some things that did not get asked. Of course, you're talking about the vaccinations. That's one thing. The C-19, the lockdowns, the potential for more lockdowns. A lot of it was about Trump and what he has going on personally that can lead to politics, and some things about Mike Pence and what he did. And the thing about Mike Pence, to address that right quick, I mean, that's really just a matter of, I think you could have done this, but Mike Pence says that well, you know what? It's not even about disagree or agree. What Trump said is the exact reason, in my opinion, why Mike Pence did not do anything about the election. Let me explain. So Trump said right there in an interview that Mike Pence could have sent the votes back to the House, basically the legislators. If Mike Pence sends the votes back to the House, at the time, the House was controlled by the Democrats. So you got to ask yourself, would the House have allowed that to happen? Now, maybe back to the individual states legislation, but still, you're going back to the House controlled by the Democrats. It just wouldn't have made a difference, in my opinion. In my opinion, yes, he could have done that, but what was the result going to be? Okay, so to those who say that Mike Pence couldn't do it, that's not true. He could, but what was the result going to be? That's the question. Just because you can do a thing does not mean that you should, in my humble opinion. And he is right that they changed their rule afterward. So Pence could have done that, but now he can't. But even if he can, and when he could, it still would have gone back to the Democrat-controlled House, which would have been a dumpster fire. Okay. The border wall, that was a thing that he was talking about. Trump did build quite a bit of wall. Some criticize him for not completing the entire wall, but building 500 miles of wall is better than nothing. And also, there was some things that were left unfinished. And I read recently that the Biden administration are selling off some of the materials that are unfinished from Trump's border wall, literally selling it and preventing the completion. The job was in the middle of being done, and then he came in here and said, no, we're going to stop it. So there were quite a few things that Trump had in action that the Biden administration put the kibosh on. That's 100% correct. There were quite a few things there. I'm reading some of the comments for you guys, and thank y'all again for being here. At our peak, we reached how many? At our peak, we reached 8,419 viewers on the stream. Of course, they're going to go down now because the interview is over, but we still got quite a few in the building. And how many subscribers do we have? We're at 999,955 subscribers again. 999,955 subscribers. So we are 45. That's a great number, ain't it? We are 45 subscribers away from 1 million. So I thank y'all again. We might reach that mark tonight. That's possible. If not, I'm sure it'll be tomorrow. But if you're watching the stream right now, and you're not subscribed to the channel, please do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button right now. We're almost at 1 million. Be part of history. How about that? Make contribution. It's totally free. Hit the subscribe button. That's all I ask you. You know, I don't ask you for nothing. Just hit that subscribe button. And also hit the like button as well on this video. And if you want to share it, tell a friend, go ahead and do that. That'll help me out as well. If you could do all of that, all of the above, that's like an early Christmas present for me. So thank you for that. All right. But yeah, we definitely were very deep. We had 8,419 concurrent. So I appreciate y'all for being here. And to go back a little bit, I'm reading some of the chats here. Yeah, so the interview was pretty good. Tucker Carlson and Donald Trump did a good job. And I like that format. I like not having the censorship of, like, it's real old school. You know, personally, I don't really cuss or nothing like that. My show was very family friendly, but you should be able to have platforms where it's not so constrained by old school TV and you can't say this and you can't do that. Have it a little bit more casual and just kind of relaxed and not so uptight, button up. You got to stop every 5 seconds for a commercial break. Sponsored by Hennessy, sponsored by Pfizer, all kind of ridiculous stuff, right? Okay, we got to get beyond that and get to more alternative media. That is the way of the future. The old school dinosaur way, that ain't really going to get her done. So I appreciate that format, and I want to see a lot more into the future. Shout out to R Fire who says ABL 1,047,000 by tonight. You see what I did there? Number 47. I saw that. Shout out to you. All right. Shout out to the president, number 47. So that's just what it is. And I'm going to get to some calls here in a minute. The actual RNC debate, that's still ongoing. That's not going to be over till 11. And I cannot play that here because they got basically an embargo on that. If you play anything more than 4 minutes in any one video, they're going to strike you. Unfortunately, it is what it is. And actually, I might have to take this. I might take this stream down after it's done, or put it on, like I might delist it or put it on private. But if you want to hear the audio from this in full, I will link to it in the description box. You can just go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right up. I'll be on Apple iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, etc. All that good stuff will be right in the description box. Or go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search me. I should pop right on up. This will be available audio only regardless. So, and I might put this episode on somewhere. I'm not really sure. But I might not be able to keep it on YouTube because they're funny like that. Oh, you know what I could do? I'll probably put it on BitChute. Remember BitChute? I still have that. So that might be where it is. But anyway, that's what's going on. I'm going to read some of these super chats right here, and then we'll get to a few calls. And thank you all for being very generous tonight with the super chats. I really, really appreciate that. And after we do super chats, I think I'm going to get to a few calls. And then we will talk about what's going on. We could talk about the debate that's happening right now. As far as the debate right now, I'm reading Twitter, or pardon me, X. I'm going to always call it Twitter. 15 years I've been knowing it. It was called Twitter. Now all of a sudden it's called X. But anyway, from what I'm reading right now, they're saying Vivek is doing good, but Vivek is a big-time flip-flopper, the ultimate flip-flopper. He flip-flops so much you could be a skateboarder with no skateboard. It's crazy, man. I'm not really a big fan, but apparently he's doing very well in the debate. I'm not going to take that away. If he's doing well, he's doing well. But personally, I'm not really a fan at all. But we got super chats I'm going to read right quick, and then we will get to some calls and everything else. So shout out to Raider Gaines, who says, ABL, I'm almost certain if you initiated contact with Elder and Trump, they will be willing to come on your platform and discuss the issues. If not you, someone else will. It's time we take debates away from the likes of Fox. I agree with you. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you to Alton Johnson, who says, grace and peace all. Thank you for your super chat, boss. Thank you to Jay, who says, I hope you get to 1 million subscribers tonight. Thank you. Thank you to Papa Naya Shelley, who says, yo, don't do it, ABL. Faux or Fox, FAUX, doesn't deserve the eyes of viewers in the first place. Hope they go out of business. Peace. Thank you to Monique Price, who says, they're shooting themselves in the foot. Isn't the point to get as many eyes on the debate as possible? I don't blame you for not supporting it. Thank you for that, Monique. And this super chat came right around 8:23 at the time when I just started the stream. Before I started my stream, I had the plans of showing the debate on Fox. That's what I planned on doing. But they put out a release talking about if anybody shows more than 4 minutes of the actual debate, we're going to seek, we're going to try to take it down. Basically, if you stream it or show too much of it, they're going to give you a copyright strike on your channel, which is so dumb. They're trying to gatekeep it and make everybody go to Fox, but really, you're just dwindling the viewers that are going to show up. If you're making me go to Fox and I don't want to go to Fox, I'm not going to go to Fox. It's exactly what happened to me. Look, I'm trying to show it, but you guys are not letting me show it, so I'm not going to show it. And I'm going to show Tucker and Trump. Why not? All right. But anyway, and you know one thing about it, if you try to go to, like I have YouTube TV, stuff like that, they turn on the this feature to where they won't let you show it. So you guys were just watching me right now where I had Tucker and Trump on screen and I could show you the audio and video. Well, they got something where if you try to show the actual screen of their footage, you're not going to be able to see the audio. I mean, the video on screen on OBS. All you're going to hear is the audio at best. And they said if you show the video or audio from Fox, they could pursue action against you. So I'm good on that. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back to super chats right quick because I'm getting triggered. Thank you to Matt Tastic from Australia who says, just became an ABL supporter. Appreciate you for that. Thank you to Monique Price who says 1 million celebration stream. I'm going to have to do it. Shoot, I might hit the 1 million tonight. You never know. Well, wait a minute. Wait. I might hit it right now. Look, listen to me. I'm at 999,998 subscribers. Again, 999,998. I'm hitting 1 million subscribers tonight. Tonight, I'm going to hit 1 million. So this might be kind of a celebratory thing right now. We about to hit 1 million right now tonight. So thank y'all again for being here. Definitely appreciate y'all. I'm going to read more supers. And by the time I get done reading it, I probably will eclipse 1 million. All righty. Thank you to Devin Olson, who says, shout out to you and my fellow 1984 kids. Congrats on the 1 million subs. Brother, thank you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you to Mike Sanchez, who says, you deserve that 1 million plus for sure. ABL with the fist. I appreciate you for that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to Michael Critchlow, who says, bravo to Oliver Anthony for turning down an $8 million record deal. He will make more money independently. What's the craziest offer you've turned down behind the scenes? Not really an offer, but I've been asked many times to become part of different, I don't want to really say. I'll tell you the one story I'll always tell, but I'm not going to tell the other ones. I've been asked to be on certain big platforms, to be part of this, part of that. I've always been asked to do that, but I never did it. Especially early on, when I first started getting a lot of attention back in like 2016, 2017, I was getting all kind of offers, all kind of emails. Of course, you'll get the MCN emails. Then I was getting emails to be part of this particular organization, this particular little crew, whatever. The main one I remember was they wanted to fly me to New York, and they wanted me to audition to be part of S.E. Cup's, I guess you would say her show. That might have been on at the time CNN, and they wanted me to be one of the panelists, like a recurring panelist on S.E. Cup's show. And I'm like, I feel like at the time, I feel like I am bigger than her. Nothing against S.E. Cup, but I feel like I'm not really there. And I've had personalities from certain big networks who shall remain nameless talking about, oh, you're jealous of me, you want to be me. It's like, look, I don't want to be where you at as an employee of a particular network. I'd rather do my own thing. I have no desire to ever be an employee. I've been self-employed for the past 15 years or more, really. Yeah, for the past 16 years, self-employed, before YouTube was even a thing, before any of the social media, before I was even the person you would recognize on the street. I was always behind the scenes getting money on my own independently, and I'm going to always do that. YouTube or no YouTube, I'm going to always do my own thing. So I had no desire to be an employee. All righty. But we keep on going here. Let's be positive. Thank you to Papa Naya Shelley, who said, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff with the flex. Thank you for that. Thank you to Vic Nanya, who says, Larry Elder destroyed Breakfast Club. That's why Rhino's trying to exclude him from debates. Right on. Thanks for keeping it real, ABL. Thank you to Scripture Shores for the cat emoji. I appreciate that. Thank you to Michael Critchlow, who says, can't wait for the Trump mugshot merch. Oh, I cannot wait. They say that the mugshot is coming out tomorrow because Trump will turn himself in to Fulton County Jail, Wright Street, right there in Atlanta. No T's in Atlanta, ALANNA. And they will put out a mugshot. They already put out a mugshot of, I think, Jenna Ellis. And there's been like 9 mugshots already released from the people that are in Trump's indictment. It's like 18 people, 19 people, including Trump. And there's already been quite a few mugshots released, and Trump will be no different. I cannot wait. The merch is going to be crazy. Thank you to Angie Warren, who says, that's why we love you, smart with finances and so humble. Thanks, ABL. We appreciate you. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you to Tom Me for the donation coming from the great white north in Canada. Thank you to Major Menace, who said, thank you, ABL, for all you do. Thank you for that. Thank you to Zedrich's King Sword for gifting out 10 gifts. Thank you to J-Rob for the gold emoji donation. I appreciate you, boss. Thank you to Sam Ancor for your donation from Canada as well. Says Trump 2024 U.S. flag. Thank you to Tracy Guerin for the get up emoji. Thank you to Delphi333 who says Trump for 2024. Thank you, ABL, for a great channel and community. Thank you for that. Thank you to Casey Sodi, who says, a great channel. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you to Fred Corey, who says, Black conservatives give me hope. ABL is my fave. Thumbs up, hearts, Canada. Thank you for that. Thank you to Spitfire for the high five emoji. Thank you to Thomas Schlecht, who says, and I'll tell your name, I'm sorry. Thomas, who says Trump 2024. Thank you for that. Thank you to Leo Ox, who says, greetings to all. Let's make America great again. MAGA. Thank you for that. Thank you to Hazel Ross for your donation. Thank you to F Ranger Xbox, who says Chinese biological weapons lab in California operating without a permit. Thank you to Robert Peters, who says, thank you for not interrupting the interview like the other channels. No problem. Thank you for that. Thank you to Yamato Shion, and I know I threw your name up, and I'm sorry. Please forgive me, who says Trump was all over the place with the responses. Thank you to Michael Critchlow, who says, did you hear when Trump specifically stated the votes would have been sent back to the states in 2020 and not Congress? Chat got it right. Thank you to Anna, who says, thank you for covering. Thank you to, and let me just get my space back. Thank you to Rob Bear for the thumbs up emoji. Thank you to Boomhauer, who says, everyone give ABL $1 if you enjoyed the show, with the praying emoji. Thank you for that, Boomhauer. I appreciate you, boss. Thank you to Santo Bartes, who says, congrats on the 1 million subs. Hopefully hit by the time this is read. I think you might be right there, boss. Once I get done reading the super chats right here, I'm going to check it, and I think we are at 1 million. I believe we are at 1 million. Thank y'all for the congratulations. I really appreciate you. Thank you to HP Benin, who says 1 million sub gift. Congrats. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you to Anthony McQuaid, who says, congrats, ABL, on 1 million subs. Great job. Thank you for that. Thank you to Z for your donation. Thank you to 66X, who says, congrats, ABL. Much love to you in chat with the peace emoji. Thank you to Sadie, who says, congrats on the 1 million subs. Wow, hold on. Thank you to Donna Santana, who says, congratulations. Let's get to 2 million. There we go. 2 million. The next one. Thank you to NTAT channel, who says the mugshot is going to break the internet. I'll pencil in Trump if they don't let him out. By the way, ABL, this is Nick Taylor. My man, Nick Taylor, shout out to you, man. And congrats on hitting that mill. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you to S4, who says, congratulations, ABL, with the peace emoji. Thank you for that. Thank you to Shun B, who says, congrats on the milli. Keep up the great work, boss. Thank you. With the flex emoji. Thank you to Michael Critchlow, who says, officially at 1 million subs. Congrats, brother. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you to Extra Ill, who says, congratulations, ABL. Thank you to Alex Caruso for becoming an ABL supporter. Thank you to You Matter to God with the flower emoji. By name, it says, thanks for all you do, ABL. Prayer emoji and heart. 1 million. You made it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to Atomic Tabasco, who gave me just a donation. Thank you for that. Thank you to NKM, who says 1 million subs. Thumbs up. Thank you to 66X for your donation. Thank you to everybody that's here. I appreciate y'all. Let me check my sub count. Wow, we're at 1,000,049. The official count right now, 1,000,049. We're over the 1 million mark, and we got 49 extra. So thank y'all. I could almost cry right now for real. But I'm not gonna do it because, yeah, we don't do that over here. We go hard. We go hard. But thank y'all. Thank you to Georgia Peach, Scripture Shores, who says nice work, ABL, with the metal emoji. Thank you to Blessed. Thank you to Shell Zan. Says you hit that milli. Proud supporter for 3 years. Blessed says congrats on 1 million with the champagne. Thank you to 007 girl. Thank you to Nick Coriel, who says, congrats, my dear friend, with the dear emojis. Thank you to Judy Davis, who says, congratulations, ABL. We appreciate you. Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. I could not do it without you. Appreciate it 100%. Okay, so I'm going to get into some calls. Thank y'all for I'm being overwhelmed right now. I can't do nothing but thank you. It's crazy. Thank y'all. I really appreciate it. Thank you to Donna Santana. Thank you to Bina. Thank you to Judy Davis and everybody. Thank y'all for your support. So we are over 1 million subscribers. Been a long time. I started, like I said, at the end of 2015. I had no idea that I would be here right now. I had no idea that I could talk and have people listen to me. I had no idea. I never would have. If you were to tell me in 2015, and back when I was in Virginia, hey, you know what? You're going to start a YouTube channel and you're going to go all over the country, White House, and you're going to have 1 million people on one platform. that subscribe to you, I'd be like, man, I would like, no way. Me? No way. No way. Thank y'all for being here. Okay, I'm gonna read a few more of these and I'm gonna open the lines up. But thank y'all again. I couldn't do it without you. All right. Yeah, that ain't gonna be no crying. I got one tear right here that is never gonna come down. But thank you to Nancy Walker. Thank you to Henry Pham for the boss emoji. Thank you to Over 50 and Fabulous who says, congratulations, ABL. Grandma is a longtime listener. Bless you with the heart emoji. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you to, and your name on Butcher, I'm sorry, Duarte. I know I tore your name up, but I'm sorry, boss. Who says, congratulations on reaching 1 million subscribers. I always enjoy your content. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you to Deborah for the hype emoji. I appreciate y'all for that. All righty. So we got a lot going on. Let me go ahead and get to some calls. All right. Let's get to the calls. Y'all know the number. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. There's also an email to get in through Skype. There it is right there, 434-658-1220. There's also an email for Skype in the description box. Go ahead and use that if you want to get in through audio and video in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. All righty. So, yeah, we got a lot going on. I appreciate y'all for being here. Again, y'all know what it is. Thank you. Thank you to everybody that is sending me congratulations. Couldn't do it without y'all. 619, you don't lie. Who am I speaking to?
Hello?
Yes.
Is this Anthony Brian Logan?
Yes, it is.
Oh my goodness.
You're live on the air.
It's Oni. Oh, I am. Oh, I'm behind on your show.
Yeah, so turn that off for me in the background because it's going to be a delay. So turn it off for me.
Okay, I just said. I'm sorry. So I enjoyed Trump. I thought he did a great job. So I'm happy that he didn't do the debate. This is so much better.
Well, I'm glad you definitely you enjoyed that. I think this was a good format for him to be able to speak and say what he needed to say without being gatekept by Fox News.
Perfect. The best way to say it. Oh my gosh. I didn't know this is you're actually going to answer. Thank you.
No problem.
Have a good day.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Shout out to the caller. I appreciate all the callers. 281, you're not allowed. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. This is Victor. How you doing, sir?
Everything's all right, man. How about yourself?
I'm great. I love the show. Congratulations on 1 million subscribers. That's awesome, man.
Thank you.
So, just curious, have you thought about running for office?
I get that question literally every day. I'm talking about not just on social media when I do the show or whatever. I'm talking about my regular life. People that don't even know me. Like, I'm gonna tell you a quick story, then I'm going to answer it. So I was at a political dinner probably about 3 years ago. And I'm sitting at a table with the governor. I think it might have been at the time, might have been Bill Lee. I'm with Bill Lee. I'm with Cameron Sexton, Speaker of the House. I'm with a few people. But I'm not really that known. I mean, they know me, but the whole room does not really know me. But anyway, there was a really big donor that was also at our table just talking. And then I'm talking to the donor. We're talking back. We're having a conversation. And he's like, hey, have you ever thought about running for office? This guy I met for the very first time, does not know me, is asking me the same question I always get asked. So to answer your question, I don't have a big desire to be in politics myself, but if enough of you guys got behind me and said, hey, ABL, please get out there and run. We need you. I would do it for you guys, but for no other reason.
Yeah, well, we'd support you. You're a sense of reason and logic in a lot of our lives, and we really appreciate what you do. Keep it up, ABL. Thank you so much for what you do, sir.
Thank you for the call. I appreciate it.
Yeah, have a great night.
Yeah, so I mean, but literally, people always ask me that. When I was in the White House one time, like they thought I was a politician, because I had a clean shave and had my suit on or whatever. People that I was there with thought I was like a senator or something like that. Because I have the look. I'm tall. Like, they're going to think automatically I should be in politics. And if that's my destiny, then that's my destiny. It's in my blood. I might have a picture to show you guys of my granddad and Douglas Wilder. Douglas Wilder was, at the time, he was the governor of Virginia, and he appointed my granddad to a term in Virginia's government. This goes back like a long time in my family history. It's just something in my blood. I don't know. That's why people always ask me that same question. Who am I speaking to? 917, you're on the line.
Hi, ABL. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Hi, this is Corinne from NYC. I haven't called in a while because I'm usually studying when you're doing your show. I used to have a different schedule, but I decided to watch tonight because you were showing the interview with Tucker and Trump.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you for watching.
Thank you for that. That was a great interview. While I was watching it, I was thinking about how boring the debate must be just with the lineup. But I mean, I would rather watch the Trump Tucker interview. So that was good. Thank you for showing that. And also, I just wanted to congratulate you again. I wanted to call in tonight. I was so excited when you reached 1 million subs. Great job, ABL. I'm excited. And if you want to cry, it's okay. You could cry. You never. I'm excited for you. So just been watching you for a while. I remember the night in 2020, election night, when you were there all night with us. I remember you were you didn't have anything to eat. I think you were eating like some crackers or something.
Yeah.
That was a crazy night. Everything was unraveling. It was crazy. But yeah, I was there with you the whole night watching it, and just been listening to you ever since, I guess I started listening 2020, right before the election. So congrats, ABL. Much love to you. I'll be listening to you tonight. Yeah, so yeah, congratulations again on that 1,000,049 or whatever it is now. Okay.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, ABL.
All right. Yeah, that was a crazy time. That 2020 the 2020 election stream, that was a crazy time. I remember that, not having nothing to eat, trying to maintain my consciousness, trying to stay awake with you guys. That was definitely a crazy time for sure. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. And that'll help me out tremendously. And also, as soon as I can get my 1 million subscriber plaque, I'm going to get it. It's a process to actually order it, but whenever I can get it, I'm going to get it for you guys and do a live unboxing for sure. 480, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
This is Andre. How's it going, ABL?
It's all good, man. What's happening?
Bro, congratulations on the 1 million.
Thank
you
you.
were telling a story earlier about how you didn't think like 1 million people would be able to, listen to you and hear you speak and talk. Yes. I actually started watching your channel during the Rittenhouse case, and I really started watching religiously since then. And I've always appreciated your viewpoint on things that are going on politically in society. I think there's always a need for different viewpoints and where you come from, your background, how you grow up. You're able to articulate in, I guess, in a great way for a majority of us that kind of almost think alike. And I just want to thank you for that, and mainly just to congratulate you on reaching 1 million. I'm proud of you. I know you want to cry. It's okay to cry, man. So it's okay to cry, all right?
Well, I thank you for that, man. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. It really does.
Congratulations, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you. All right. Shout out to the callers. But yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I done put the pause on the tears. We ain't doing that. But thank y'all. All righty. Who am I speaking to? 757. You're on the line.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, is this ABL?
Yes, it is.
It is. Oh, I don't hear myself on TV.
Okay, so what you gotta do is turn your TV off because there is a delay. Just talk to me on the phone.
Okay, turn the TV off. Okay. I think it's being turned off. See, let me get it there. It's off now. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay, Anthony, this is Debbie, and I wanted to say congratulations to you. You are such a wonderful, moral, good person. I could cry. You're bringing goodness to the world. Thank you for that. And I've been watching you for a long time, and the world needs more people like you. God bless you. It was a good night tonight for President Trump, and something really special is coming very soon. So God bless you, and keep you safe. And I'll keep watching you, and your wisdom and your morality and your goodness shines through. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Anthony.
Thank you for the call. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you so very much. My whole family does. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Okay, God bless.
All right, great call. Wow, you guys, I'm telling you, like, y'all, it just means so much. It means so much. My heart is filled. My cup overrunneth. For real. All right, let's keep on rocking here. 212, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, Bill. Hi, it's Denny. How's it going? Congrats again on the reaching 1 million subs.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
I just wanted to talk about the New York City and Chicago and other places putting the illegal immigrants in schools. I live in the New York area, and what I see is they would never do this to the rich zip codes, the suburbs of New York City, like Greenwich, the Hamptons, Scarsdale, and these rich areas. They'll never do that, but they will put these, 45, 55-year-old single men. They'll put 20 of them in the school gyms. I mean, in poor neighborhoods. And, what I want to say is that the Democrat Party today is not the same as the one that I grew up with 20 years ago. It's been taken over by basically these rich elite liberals, and many of them are white folks. And it's always do as I say, but not as I do. And I just wish that people, the working class folks in the Democrat Party, will wake up and just realize that this illegal immigration is only benefiting the elites because they own industries, they benefit from cheap labor, and frankly, these people really don't love this country. They look at themselves as global citizens. They own companies all around the world. They don't think of themselves as Americans, even though they have American citizenship. But it's really the poor folks that suffer, and many of them are Democrat voters. And it's an old trick that has been used many times in the past when it's a way for the elite to control the population if they don't play ball. Like in the past when workers go on strike on the railroad, they'll bring in, the Irish or the Chinese, or they bring in some people from outside of the country to break strikes. And that's what they're doing today, is that the working class folks are getting fed up. I mean, just look at the popularity of the song by Oliver Anthony. It really speaks to just how fed up people are. And the way that the elites will control them is like, look, if you don't play ball, we're going to bring in all these millions of illegals and replace you. And it's like the oldest trick in the book. And that's all I want to say, is that I just wish people would wake up that the enemy is not the white supremacists, as Joe Biden and the Democrats want you to think. The enemies are the rich liberal elites that control the Democrats and some of the Republican Party too, the establishment. And I just wish people would wake up. And that's what I want to say. Thank you for the time.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Bye.
Great call. And no lies detected. No lies detected. 402, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Miguel.
All right, man. What's going on?
Good. Hey, I wanted your thoughts. I'm from small town Nebraska, so it's been on my heart lately to want to start a podcast. I've been wanting to aim it towards the Hispanic community, and see if I can maybe wake them up on what's going on. I guess I just kind of like your advice on what you think I should make that work and first steps or whatnot.
Okay, I say just get started. That the best way just to get started. It doesn't matter like as far as equipment or anything. You got a phone, like an iPhone, Android, any kind of smartphone is all you really need right now. And just talk about whatever you want to talk about. You could put it on YouTube. You could put it on all social media platforms, and just do it. Just build an audience. Talk about certain things. It don't have to be. You don't have to just upload like a full long podcast to Spotify or something like that. You could do clips. I suggest doing clips. And I also suggest for anybody doing the podcast, if you are able to get on camera, get on camera. But if you're not, then that's fine. But you want to eventually get to the point where you can get on camera. Just like me, when I first started my YouTube channel, I was not on camera. I just had videos with pictures. Then I got on camera and did it that way. So the best way is to just start, do small clips, and then link to your longer podcast. That's probably the best way to get it started right now in 2023.
Okay. Oh, no, man. Thanks, and congratulations on your 1 million viewers, man. I actually started watching earlier this year. I happened to stumble on one of your videos, and I ain't changed course since. So I love you, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate you.
All righty. Thank you. Have a good night.
Same to you. So, yeah, shout out to the caller. The best way to get started is just to get started. I know that's kind of like, it might be kind of simplistic. Just get started. Just do stuff. Social media, short clips, that's the best way. Okay, so I found a picture I was looking for. All right. This is, if you guys know about Virginia, that's Douglas Wilder. That's the first and only black governor of Virginia, and that's my granddad, Chauncey Logan. You can look him up. Everything's publicly available. Chauncey Lincoln Logan, look him up, Roanoke, Virginia, and that's Douglas Wilder, governor at the time of Virginia. It's probably like 1994, 5-ish, right around that time. So my granddad got put on the 4-year term with Virginia's Board of Transportation because when he was in Roanoke, after he retired as a school teacher, he was like in charge of the school buses and all kind of city transportation. Okay. And then he got put on the state board. He did a whole lot of things, a lot of political stuff in Virginia, Roanoke specifically. And then Dad was the same way in Hampton Roads, Norfolk, Virginia. All kind of civic leagues and things of that nature. They were always involved with that. So when I was around them, I was always exposed to that stuff. Okay. So that's just kind of what it was. So yeah. Now I have a picture, not with Douglas Wilder, obviously, but I believe I had one with Bill Lee. I met Bill Lee many times. So I got pictures with Bill Lee. I got pictures with the sheriff here. I've met everybody. So it's like I'm following in his footsteps. And it just kind of happened. It happened so randomly. I don't even know how that really worked. It's weird, but that's just kind of what it was. So a little bit of personal stuff for y'all to see, but let me keep on going here. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. Oh yeah, I have the picture saved. Thank you, Randall. I did do that, which you suggested I did do that. So I had the picture saved. Who am I speaking to? 617? 617, hello. Going once, going twice. Okay, any new callers, if you're calling me, you have to have your ear to the phone. You're not going to be able to hear yourself on the screen because there is a delay. And when you pick up, just please put your TV or your phone or whatever on mute or turn it off so we won't have any background noise, any kind of echo, because if you can hear the stream, it's going to make a delay. It's going to interfere with our audio here. All right. So let's keep on going. 619, you're on the line. Who must be to?
Hi. I'm sorry. I'm going to silence my computer. I'm very nervous. I'm sorry. ABL, just on behalf of my family and we just want to say congratulations to you. We love you so much. You are so inspiring, and we make a family event out of listening to your shows. We just love you, and we just want to say congratulations to you on your 1 million subscribers, and we will continue to follow you, and we think you should run for office. And we just want to express our gratitude to you for all that you do, and thank you so much, and we love you. And I'm by the book that's in the chat. That is always yelling at you when you're a little bit late. So.
Thank you for your call. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay. All right. God bless you, ABL. Bye.
All right. God bless. Thank you. All right. You guys are making my heart so warm. Okay. Now, I got a few more pictures. I was talking about, I got pictures with, different people. So, okay. This is, when was this? 2020? So that's me and Daniel Cameron. Daniel Cameron, I think he's the current attorney general in Kentucky. Let me make sure I'm saying the right thing. And he's running for governor right now. So he might be so he's the current attorney general in Kentucky, and he may become the governor of Kentucky. I think they got a liberal guy in there right now, and that'd be great if we can get Daniel Cameron to become the next governor of Kentucky. So that's one governor I got a picture with, and I got one with Bill Lee somewhere, but I'm not really sure where it is. And then, of course, this is Glenn Jacobs, mayor of Knox County. Now, if you guys know about Glenn Jacobs, if you know about him, this is Kane from WWF WWE. Now, I'm not a small guy. I'm literally 6'3", 215 pounds. I might be 220 right now eating them cookies and whatnot. I'm a big person. Kane, Glenn Jacobs is massive. He is humongous. You can see the difference. I'm like his little son right here, but he's huge. I'm talking about just a big man. All right. Okay. It was crazy. Yeah, I know a little much. I'm gonna go out of the beard. This was 2019 right here. That was, I think, 2019 or 2020-ish. Yeah, 2019 at the earliest. And then this was 2020. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So this was in Atlanta. This picture right here at Black Voices for Trump. And this is at Politicon in Nashville. All right. And then this picture, of course, this is in the White House. If you guys ever seen Grey's Anatomy, this is Isaiah Washington. He played in that particular TV series and a bunch of other movies as well. Now, Isaiah Washington being in the White House with a bunch of black conservatives, he got in big trouble for that. There's all kind of interviews and whatnot. Oh, how could you go see that, man? This was in 2019? Yeah, 2019. Because the first time he went there, it wasn't as popular as it was. But then it became very popular for us to go in 2019. And then 2020, that's when we were not inside the White House. We were outside on the lawn. And I was right in the front of the lawn, and Trump was like right there. Okay, so, yeah, I mean, now, Isaiah Washington is not a short person. He's got to be at least 6 foot, 6'1". Okay, he's not a short person at all. But Glenn Jacobs is a good 6'8", 6'9", and just big for no reason. Humongous. When you see people like that in real life that are tall and big like that, it's you can't even really fathom it. It's crazy. All right. So yeah, that's that. Just showing you guys a few pictures just because why not? We got 1 million. I'm gonna just show you guys a little bit more personal. All right, let's keep on going here. Let's go to 213. You're online. Who am I speaking to?
What's up, brother? This is Claude from Los Angeles.
All righty, man. What's going on?
Nothing, man. Nothing. I just I'm not going to curse or anything, but I feel like what I'm about to say, people take it just as bad. You know, everybody talks about all these problems that this country's having, but no one really wants to talk about the group of people that kind of cause these things.
Oh, here we go.
And I think we all know who that is.
Here we go. Is this the blaming the Jays for everything?
Excuse me, sir?
Is this the blaming the Jays for everything? Who are we going to blame today?
No, not for everything. We're responsible for our own actions. You know what I mean?
So
you know,
you said they're responsible. So who are we going to blame today? Are we going to blame this ethnic group of white people for everything? Because the Jays ultimately. But listen to me now. I know where you're going.
Okay, go ahead.
I know where you're going, but I'm gonna give you my opinion about it. Now, what you're gonna do? My opinion is what you're gonna do right now is blame this ethnic group of white people for your problems, because we're not talking about the Ethiopian Jews. We're not talking about them, or even the Sephardic Jews like your Sonia Sotomayor. Or you're talking about people that came from Kiev, Ukraine, like Roseanne Barr. You're gonna blame them, white people. That's ultimately what it is. I've said it before. The Jews
no, sir. I'm an advocate for the white race. Actually,
excuse me,
I don't consider the Jews white at all.
Sir. Excuse me. If you came from Kiev, if you're a native of Kiev, Ukraine, what race are you?
You know,
sir.
That's a stretch, bud. I think a lot of people.
But listen. Because I know where we're going. This is an old argument I've had many times before. So I need you just to answer the question. Mm-hmm. If you are a native of Kiev and Rus, Kiev, Ukraine, what race are you? Just answer the question.
You call it, bud. You're Caucasus, right?
What race?
Caucasus Mountains, right?
But look, okay, you're not answering the question. So you're not, because you know I'm right.
No, I get it. A lot of you call that white. You want to call that white? Call that white.
No, but sir, I'm asking you the question. Just answer it.
I did it. I said it. White. You want to call it white? I said
no.
White.
I didn't say. I didn't. No. I didn't say what I wanted to call it. I asked you, not me. Don't put me in it. Don't put ABL in it. I'm asking you. If you are native of Kiev, Ukraine, the Kiev and the Rus, that region, Belarus, Latvia, Estonia, the Baltic states and whatnot, Ukraine, Russia, what race are you if you're native of that region? Answer it. Come on.
I can't call it. I really can't. I really don't.
All right. So we're not being serious. We're not being serious. Okay. Here's no. Okay.
I'm being sincere. I really can't.
Listen to me now. I'm gonna ask you a different question. If you're native of the Central African Republic, what race are you?
Shit. I guess you're African. You would be a black, right?
Okay. So if you're black from Central African Republic, then what race are you if you're native of Kiev, Ukraine?
Oh, that's a whole different story over there, man. That's a much bigger mix.
Okay. All right. So you come from
you cross one line and you're something else over there. It's more compact than Africa.
No.
And I'm talking to Ashkenazi, my friend. I'm not, and I'm talking about from a certain place. I'm talking about Israel. I'm talking about.
You know what the word Ashkenazi? That's a fancy word for white. That's what that is. Keep it all the way real. White. The Jews are the white man's white man, because you can't. Because listen, okay. I'm gonna just say my piece and I'm gonna just go ahead and move on. So, like, a lot of people that are non-white want to blame the white man for everything. That's why I always joke, blame the white man, because it's a trope. Blame the white man for everything. Okay, I can't get ahead. I don't have a job. Blame the white man. That's what a lot of
No, sir.
Excuse me, pardon me. Excuse me, sir. I'm done. I'm not done talking. You're gonna be done talking. I'm gonna just mute you right quick so I can just continue talking. Listen, non-whites who want to blame a race, not all non-whites, but non-whites who want to blame a race, want to blame the white man. Whites who want to blame a race are going to blame a certain ethnic group of whites because ain't nobody else to blame. That's like, all right, blame these people that came from Kiev, Ukraine. Blame Roseanne Barr. Okay, blame Vladimir Putin, Volodymyr Zelensky. They're white people, but you want to call them Jews. That's fine. It's just like blaming the Italians, blaming the Swedish, blaming the Germans. Different ethnic groups of the same race. It's dumb, but thank you for the call. All right. So am I right or wrong? I know exactly what he's saying. That's an old argument. I've said it before on the channel. I've said it for years. The Jews are the white man's white man. when you have non-whites who want to blame somebody for what they got going on, blame the white man. When the whites who want to blame a different race, want to blame somebody, blame a different ethnic group of whites. It's the same process. And when you get really woke, if you're non-white, then you want to blame the Jays. Then you want to go the Kanye route. But to me, it's just kind of whack because ultimately, we're not talking about the Ethiopian Jews. We ain't talking about the Jews that are non-white. We're talking about the white people. You see what I'm saying? Nobody's blaming somebody from Addis Ababa for the banking industry control. You're blaming somebody that came from Hungary, somebody that came from Ukraine, somebody that came from Moscow, a DJ Flat looking character, Roseanne Barr looking character. You're not going to blame a guy looking like he rides on carpet for a living, an Aladdin looking character. You're not going to blame him. All right. Okay. I know some of y'all are triggered by that, but it is what it is. I don't care. Let's keep on rocking. Let's go to 520. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hello, Brian.
Are you there, boss? You're kind of breaking up a little bit.
Can you hear me better?
You're kind of breaking up.
Damn it. How about now?
Okay, go ahead. Just keep talking. I'm gonna see if it works.
Oh yeah, no, I was just a little curious about do you think that maybe it would solve a lot of problems if people could critique Jewish people openly?
I mean, okay. Like, it's just so whack. We're not gonna go down this road of blaming. Yeah, you might as well just call me and say, okay, let's blame the black people, let's blame the Asians, let's blame everybody. This whole blame the white man thing is so whack. Now I want to, you don't learn who am I speaking to?
Hey, what's going on, ABL? It's your favorite YouTuber, man. Joel Davis Media Network. Want to tell you congratulations on reaching that 1 million, dog.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Hey, man, you deserve it, man. Like I said, I didn't discover you until 2020, and your videos have really helped morph me being the conservative journey that I'm on today. And I want to tell you, bro, I'm proud of you. I'm glad that you are a fixture in the movement. And at this point now, you are legendary now, bro. Once you hit that 1 million, you're legendary.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
So, hey, anytime, man. And for the people that be calling your show trying to rile you up, I hope they understand that we as YouTubers, not only just conservatives, as YouTubers, we do this almost more often than most people in debating. You're not going to win a debate on somebody on their show or through a phone call, because all we got to do is say click and it's over. You will be talking to the receiver. That's all you'll be talking to, a receiver that will not respond to you. So for all the people that keep trying to do that on ABL show, stop that madness, man. Just go ahead on, state what you feel, and call it a day. That's all you got to do. It's not that hard.
That's it. Simple.
Yeah, so, and thank you for shouting me out, man. I actually been climbing on my end. So you got us almost at 9K. So hopefully one day, man, I can tell you that I got to 100K, and then I can start working on getting to 1 million sooner or later.
There you go.
But with all that being said, man, thank you for being independent. Thank you for holding true to the game of the conservative movement. And whatever you do, ABL, don't let these jokers take your gift, because the gift that you got on spreading the truth, that's from God, man. Ain't nobody else got a gift like you, bro. You know what I mean? And you do it without being all colorful like I am. Me and Jericho, we have to be colorful, but you do it with grace. And don't even get out of character, not even 1 minute. So, ABL, continue doing God's work, man. Continue letting the Lord bless you. And I see many, many things to come to not only your channel, but you in the future, brother.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
You welcome, man. Also to everybody, I am not streaming tonight because tonight I want to celebrate my boy getting his 1 million subs, but we'll be back on it like we normally do on the weekend. But right now we just gotta celebrate a brother that has accomplished something that nobody else has done in a long time, and that's ABL 1 million subscribers, baby. God bless you, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
All right. Shout out to my main man, Joel Davis Media Network. I really, really appreciate him. I see some commentary in the chat about the Jays, all this and that and the third. I'm just not interested in the conversation. If somebody wants to talk about that, talk about it somewhere else. You know, if you want to talk about traveling to the moon or something like that, this ain't the place for it. It is what it is. The only reason why I entertain that is because I just wanted to address it one time and then don't address it no more. So if you wanted to call me talking about that, I'm going to just hang up. It's just that simple. I don't want to talk about certain things, and that's my prerogative. You know, I don't have to entertain every conversation that comes to me. You know, that's just what my rights are as a person. You don't like it, I can't do nothing for you. But let's keep on rocking. The number to call, 434-658. There it is, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. Let's keep on rocking. Call the online speaker to 757.
Hey, Anthony, it's Steven.
All right, man, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm just calling, wanted to congratulate you on the 1 million. I've been watching a while, and it's awesome to see. Just talking about the Tucker Carlson and Trump interview with Tucker asking him about, you know, if they're trying to kill him and the Civil War. I think it's pretty, you know, it's very serious, and people are like, oh, they want to joke, kill Trump or whatever, but it's very serious because I feel like they will try something either against him or against Biden. I think they're going to do something where they're going to try to do something to stir up the people. You know, if throw Trump in jail for life, or they kill him, then then you have a massive civil war. Or they can do the same thing with Biden. Oh, look, you get some person, they're like, hey, look, January 6th, we told you this whole time, so they killed Biden. Oh, look, it's all because of that. So I think our country is in some very dark times, and hopefully, you know, nothing like that happens for sure. But what do you think about that, with that question?
About what question specifically?
Well, both about them trying Tucker's question on would they kill him or, you know, Civil War.
I don't think it's going to get to that particular level. I mean, because if they were going to try to hurt Trump, and it was any kind of way suspicious, that will spark a conflict right there, in my opinion. Now, I'm not sure to what level, but it definitely would be a problem. That right there, it'd kind of be reminiscent of when MLK got assassinated. You know, if something like that were to happen, that'd be really bad for the country. So they don't want to do that. That'd be too much civil unrest. Now, as far as any kind of civil unrest, it would need to be a really big event. Like if something was happening to Trump or something like that. But beyond that, I don't really see just the general conflict that exists in the country becoming a civil war. I don't think it's really that serious. I think the average normie is not really buying into what's happening with the political stuff to the point where they go out there and fight. And I don't think it's enough people that we even want to get into any kind of small skirmishes. But again, if there was to be some kind of crazy event that happened, then that could spark a conflict.
Okay, yeah. And just one more thing about the whole Fox thing with the not letting people show the debate and everything, which is just laughable. It's pretty much Banana Republic. I think sadly that's where everything's going, just like with what's happening with Jordan Peterson in Canada, how they're making him do this re-education program and all this kind of stuff. It's the whole world is turning to this Marxism, and I think it's just going to get a whole lot darker before people finally put their foot down and people fight for their freedom. I mean, it sucks and it's sad to see that, but I mean, good times bring weak people, and hard times bring strong people. And I think we're in that time right now. But that's all I want to say. Thanks for the time, and congrats again on the million.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Yep. Bye.
All right. Shout out to the call. Great call. Let's keep on rocking and rolling here. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. Let's keep on rocking. And let's go 248. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, is this ABL?
Yes, it is.
Hi, my name's Rich. I go by Donald J. Skywalker on YouTube, and I was just calling in to congratulate you on the 1 million. And I want to tell you a really quick story. When I was a kid, my dad introduced me to somebody in the conservative circles, and I listened very faithfully for probably over 20 years. And, he passed away a few years ago. And let me just say this. I get the same feeling when I listen to you that I did when I listened to Rush Limbaugh. And it's a good feeling. And I'm going to tell you something that probably most people won't tell you, and that is, don't you dare run for office, because you're far too important doing what you do. Only do it if God tells you to, or maybe Trump asks you. But I just wanted to congratulate you, man. You're a good guy. You're very genuine, and that's what got you there. Don't forget it. Keep on keeping on.
Thank you for the call, man. I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, shout out to you guys. Y'all doing your best to get me to drop one tear. Y'all trying, but it ain't gonna happen. But shout out to him. And you know what? To elaborate on the point about Rush was one of my first influences really to even do anything like this. Rush was one of the first people that really got me to be more conservative, because I would hear about Rush. He's racist. He hates black people. That's what I heard about Rush before I actually ever heard him. I'd never heard Rush before that. I always just heard innuendo, rumors, whatever. So one day I'm like, you know what? Let me just hear Rush Limbaugh. Let me just listen to him. And I didn't hear any lies. I like listening to him. I was listening to him kind of religiously. Like, that was my daily podcast for a long time. And he's one of the first people that I could remember really being the influence to do what I'm doing right now. So RIP to Rush. One of the best to ever do it, if not the best to ever do it. Rush Limbaugh, a powerhouse in conservative influence, voice, radio, whatever you want to call it. Rush was the guy. So shout out to Rush. All right, let's keep on rocking here. 801, you're online. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, Anthony, this is Bronson. How are you doing today?
I'm well, man. How about yourself?
Hey, doing good. So I just had a question with all this divisiveness going in the country right now. What do you think a ranked voting system where you pick like your first, second, third choice, and your first choice gets like 3 points, second choice gets 2 points, third choice gets 1 point. How do you think that would affect the country? Do you think it would be better overall in dealing with this extreme divisiveness?
I don't know how it would help. Like, I don't know the science behind it. Can you explain it to me?
Yeah, essentially, you pick your top choices. Let's say top three, for example. So let's say Trump was my first choice. He got 3 votes. DeSantis was my second. He got 2 votes. And let's say Biden was my third choice. He got 1 vote. And yeah, it's broken down by points. So your first choice would get more points than your second choice, but whoever gets the most points would win. So ultimately, candidates and just individuals who are more moderate and kind of centered in the political parties would fare better in the overall election.
I mean, I guess I could kind of understand it in theory, but ultimately you could just get more votes and win regardless of what, because I mean, okay, so everyone who votes has to pick the 3 or however many. You can't just pick one person.
You can pick one person, or you could pick three, and then your second and third choices don't get as many points per se.
But
it's optional how many you pick.
So if more people just want to vote for Trump, then it would just, all that you need to do in that situation is to just get the most votes. And because it wouldn't, the numbers would be kind of irrelevant. I guess the logic is, I still don't really understand. Like, I understand it. I understand the thought process behind it. But ultimately, it wouldn't really work when you put it into practice, because all you got to do is get more votes. If Trump is the front runner and he gets the most votes, it doesn't matter what anybody else does behind him, because he still has most overall votes. So he got the most overall points as well. And to see who's going to be second and third, all you got to do is look at the polling. Look at the poll numbers to figure that out. It wouldn't be a need to have the point system on there. Well, I don't know what happened. The phone hung up. I don't know if he hung up or what happened, but shout out to the caller. I didn't hang up on you. That just, the call ended. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I don't really, I understand the process or the thought of trying to do it a little bit differently, but ultimately you would just need more votes, and you would still, the same process you did to get to that point normally will be the same one you use to win in that system. All right, let's keep rocking here. Call who am I speaking to? 617. 617, hello. Going once, going twice. I don't know what happened, 617. I can't hear you, boss, if you're talking. All right. All right, Danny, what's going on?
Oh, hey, ABL, Danny from the UK. How you doing?
It's all good, man. What's happening?
Yeah, good. Thanks for taking my call. Yeah. So first off, man, congrats on the 1 mil, mate.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it couldn't have happened to a nicer person, man. You deserve every bit of it, man. And yeah, I love your content, man. I've been following you for years now. I love the community. I love, the callers. Just like how you saying you used to listen to Rush Limbaugh religiously, I do the same with you now, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like, get up, brush your teeth, wash your face, put on an ABL episode. But yeah, honestly, man, like, I really wish, it's a dream of mine to like live in the US, but it probably will never happen. But I wish I could honestly move to the US and live. I'm not too sure which state, but I know it's probably not going to be a blue state. It probably most likely be a red state.
Absolutely.
I know that much. But yeah, man, honestly, man, congrats on the 1 mil, and yeah, just thanks again for what you do, man. Like, honestly, I'm just such a big fan, man.
Well, thank you for that, man. Definitely appreciate you. Absolutely. Thank you for your support.
Yeah, man. So if I've got a minute, can I quickly talk about Larry Elder, if that's all right? Or
go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So how I don't know how they've been able to do that to Larry, man. I mean, so they've not sort of accepted him into the debates, then, I guess, or
yeah, he was not brought into the debates. I think that he is going to sue the RNC. It was weird. They were trying to say that he didn't meet certain criteria because the polling place, they said, was linked to Trump. But it was just a mess. I think it'd be a court case eventually.
Yeah, I mean, what does that even mean? Like, it's such a weird excuse, isn't it? Like, linked to Trump in a poll. Like, how weird is that? I mean, you can't make it up. I mean, he was probably ready to take scalps on that stage, but I guess not, innit?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, because they got what he surely could have easily taken Mike Pence's place, or that other guy whose name was Birdgum or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember his name.
Ron Burgundy, whatever his name was. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, because do you know when Tucker Carlson interviewed Mike Pence, and he was interviewing all the different candidates a while back?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a bit at the end where Mike Pence, I think Tucker Carlson said something like he was talking about the situation in America with the states and the illegal immigration and the homelessness and the crime, blah, blah. And then Mike Pence at the end said something like, well, that's not my concern. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad moment.
Like, he should have been dragged off the stage. Like, I mean, he should have, like, you're running to be president, right? And you're saying it's not your concern to help the American citizens. You're more worried about Ukraine and Russia. I mean, he should have immediately been disqualified, like, immediately, straight off, just pulled off the stage.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Larry Elder should be in there, 100%.
Absolutely. I agree with you all day long.
Yeah, and I'll be quick. As for the UK nurse, I agree with you 100% as well. I think death penalty, 100%.
Absolutely. No question about it.
Yeah, it's a shame that we don't really punish these people. We just kind of we just chuck them in prison and then that's it. But I agree with you, man. Take them up back and be done with it. Move on.
That's right.
I know some people out there are like, well, it doesn't deter people. People are going to do it anyway. Well, to me, I don't really care if it's a deterrent or not. I mean, I think it will deter some people from committing that crime, but at the end of the day, I don't care if it's going to deter people. If they commit a heinous crime like that, then you take them back and you just be done with them, man, and move on.
That's right.
But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Again, congratulations, great show. Thanks again for taking my call, man. Have a good one.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate you.
All right, take care. Bye.
All right, shout out to my man for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. Thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on the internet. 773 in the line. Who am I speaking to?
It's your retired Chicago police officer friend. I'd like to speak to Senator Logan, please. Sincerely, though, ABL, I'd like to congratulate you on your accomplishment of 1 million subscribers. It's a real milestone and it's a real achievement. And it doesn't matter that 650,000 of those subscribers all came from the same call center in Nigeria. It's still an accomplishment. It's still an accomplishment, ABL.
Right on.
No, seriously, though, well-deserved, and no one can say that you didn't work for it, because it was never handed in your lap. You definitely worked for it over the years, ABL, and it's morphed into what it is today. And I'd like to congratulate you on that and hope for a lot more things to come for you. I'd like to ask you one quick question, ABL.
All right.
When you have a million subscribers, and God knows how many views, many millions of views on your videos, you become kind of a celebrity, or at least well known. At least, people, a certain segment of society recognizes you when you're out. And I'd like to ask you this question, because I've had a little bit of a taste of it. When you put a police uniform on, the uniform gives you celebrity. All eyes when you walk into a restaurant, the police are here. When you're in a squad car and you're driving through traffic, everyone is aware of you. So it's not personal celebrity, but it is a feeling of your anonymity is gone. This is why I keep who I am in check, kind of on the down low, and my name and some other details. I enjoy my anonymity. Not that I would be some big celebrity, but once you lose your anonymity, you can't get it back. And I'm wondering if, number one, you do get recognized in public, which I think you do by a certain segment of people. And how do you feel about getting well known and becoming a bigger and bigger personality or celebrity or recognized?
Well, I do get recognized sometimes in public. And it's cool. I like it. I always will speak to people if they want a picture or whatever it is. I'll definitely do it. And really, it's kind of hard for me to stay unnoticed anyway. I'm a tall person. I'm 6'3". I'm a big person, so I stand out regardless. Even if I wasn't a celebrity, I'm still.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, I'm usually the biggest guy in the room most of the time, so I'm kind of used to it. But then having the YouTube thing on top of that is kind of similar to that, but just a little bit more. So it's cool. I mean, I have no problems with it. I kind of really enjoy it.
Yeah, well, that's good, because here's the thing about, being known or being out there and being very visible, like the police are, like celebrities are. Once you're known and you're out there, you have to be on your best behavior at all times. You know, as the police, you have to be on your best behavior. We're not always, but you have to be professional on your best behavior. And when you're a celebrity and you're well known, like yourself, and, you know, it's only going to, you know, only more people are going to recognize you. You always have to be on your best behavior. And I think that's lost on some people that wish they were famous. Because once you are famous and your anonymity is gone and all eyes are on you when you're, you know, just walking through the store and walking in public, you know, you need to be on your best behavior at all times. You can't be, you know, I should say you can't be obscene in any way. You know, you have to really mind your P's and Q's, as they say. So good luck with it, ABL. On to another million, and hopefully your following just gets bigger, and I'll talk to you later.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, amazing call, and I think that'll do it for the calls tonight. I really appreciate y'all for being here. If you couldn't get on tonight, not my fault. Please blame the white man. You know it's not my fault. But I'll be back live again on Saturday. Same bat time, same bat place, 8 p.m. to right around right now, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a podcast you're listening to right now. It'll be available on your favorite audio streaming platform, whether that be Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, Apple, iTunes, etc. Link for that will be in the description, or just go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. Yeah. So shout out to everybody for being here. You guys are great. 1 million subscribers is crazy. I never dreamed this could happen. I never even imagined I could be here right now. Like I said from the beginning, if you told me back in 2015 when I was in Virginia, hey, you know what? You're going to be on YouTube with 1 million subscribers. You're going to be kind of like a celebrity a little bit. People are going to recognize you, not just because you're a tall person or whatever, but you are on YouTube changing lives, doing things. I never would have thought that would happen, but here I am. I guess certain things are just meant to be and things happen. So I appreciate all of you guys. I could not be here where I am, and I could not do what I'm doing without y'all. So I thank y'all just for being here, watching, whatever you do. Thank you for supporting. I really appreciate y'all, and I'm going to keep on rocking, keep on rolling, keep putting out content that comes straight from my heart with facts and logic and the opinion and everything else. Okay, so again, I thank y'all again. You guys are the best. All righty. And I have more super chats here to read. Then I'll wrap it on up, put the bow clean on top. Thank you to, all right, Sophia. Hopefully I got your name right. I know I'm butchering some of these names, but again, it ain't my fault. Y'all know who to blame. Sophia says, we love you, ABL. Congratulations, brother. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you to the ace of all trades for the good job. Thumbs up emoji. I appreciate you. Thank you to Zedrich's Cane Sword, who says, congratulations, ABL, with the boom emojis. I appreciate you. Thank you to Kimmy Anderson. Thank you. Who says, congratulations on 1 mil. Been following you for the past 3 years and appreciate your content. Now run for president, please. Hey, enough of y'all keep asking me to do it. I might have to, but thank you. Thank you to Papanaya Shelley, who says, a milli. Shout out Lil Wayne with the flex emoji at the end. Thank you to NDXOXO, who says, congratulations. Watching since O'Shea Panels. Oh, yeah, OG subscriber. Thank you. Thank you to Prophetess Angela Mims, who says, thank you for all you do. We love you. 1 million strong. Thank you. Thank you to Tisha, who says, with the heart emoji, I appreciate you for that. Thank you to 7P, who says, congratulations. Peace. Congratulations emoji. 1 million. Good job. Thank you to Neva, who says, congrats, ABL. Waving. Hey, fam, Adrienne, and Bree. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all for y'all support. Thank you to Fonduki, who says, congratulations, my man. Thank you. Shout out to Jackie Blue, who says, Anthony, you kept me sane through the last 4 years. I'm so happy for you. Huge respect and love. By the way, my husband subbed tonight. Well, thank you for your support, and shout out to your husband for supporting. I couldn't do it without y'all, so thank you. Thank you. I'm reading F Ranger Xbox. You wild. F Ranger Xbox says 1 million kills the OnlyFans dream. Hilarious. And thank you to Jen F, who says ABL will have a cry when he gets off. Congrats. No, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna just relax. And probably go to bed in a little bit. To be totally honest with you. Thank you to Gina for your donation. Thank you to Jamie, who says, can you do an MTV Cribs ABL edition video for the 1 million subscriber celebration? Maybe I will. I don't know if I want to show my house like that. I might have to show the inside. I ain't showing you the outside. No, y'all do. Y'all like to find people. Maybe I might show you a couple rooms that I've not shown you before, but not the outside. Thank you to Air to the Ron, who says, let's get the final sub count before you end stream. I'll do that. Thank you. Thank you to Delisha Salvatore, who says, congratulations, ABL. You have an entire fan base now, and it's only up from here. It will be more success and greatness around the corner. Keep it up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to Hollywood G2K4, who says, hey, ABL, I heard that you needed 110 more subscribers. I just asked my in-laws to subscribe to help you reach 1 million. You gained 3 more followers. Good luck. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate you for reaching out, and shout out to your in-laws for supporting the movement. I appreciate y'all. Thank you to Sam Mass, who says, thanks, ABL. Thank you for the 1776 donation. Thank you to Jen F, who says, I'm going to have a crowd when I get off. We'll see about that one. Thank you to F Ranger Xbox. Thank you to Shell Zan, who says, you let me to leave a job that did not appreciate me. Just landed a job. Same place my grandpa, retired, accounting 40K a year. All right, big money. Let's get it. Another rush for sure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. And shout out to you for putting yourself in a better situation for your own happiness, your own mental health. Shout out to you for that. That's always a good thing. And thank you to Rebel Without a Reason, who says, what do you think about Trump Elder 2024? That'd be a good ticket. I like Larry Elder. I'm a big fan. So however he's in there, however he's able to make a difference, I'm a big fan of Larry Elder for sure. Absolutely. All righty. But I think that's all I have for tonight. Thank y'all again for being here. I'll be back live again on the show. Same bad time, same bad place on Saturday, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And listening to a podcast right now, it'll be available on your favorite audio streaming platforms. Check it on out in the box, or go to your platform of choice and download it. Search ABL Live Watch the Pop right on up. And thank you again, Rebel Without a Reason right here, who says, congratulations, ABL. You're the man. I appreciate y'all. But on that note, until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out, and peace.